All righty. Can someone tell me what's the plan? I need to know what the plan is. To all my ADOS FBA brothers, what's the plan? Huh? Can someone tell me what the plan is? We only gonna stream for a little bit because I really genuinely want to know what the plan is. Genuinely would like to know what the plan is. Someone tell me what the plan is. We gotta mute that. Anyone, to all my Twitter people out there, can someone tell me what the plan is? Huh? Can we get... We need to have some calls of FBA and ADOS people calling to tell me what the plan is. Because upon Kamala Harris being president, I'm hearing a bunch of people, right? Video flooded with, oh, Kamala's a tether. Kamala's a tether, Lucas. What's wrong with you? Have you lost it? What on earth does her being a tether have anything to do with the black vote? I would like to know. I'm genuinely curious. Because while it seems that FBA, ADOS, and the rest of them are complaining about who's a tether and who's not, let me just show you what's happening. Let me just show you what's... I know y'all have seen this video, right?
It is very important.
Let me just read it so in case you guys can't see everything. Whether you like this girl or not, it is very important that Ilhan as a Somali is in... Hold on. That Ilhan as a Somali is in that place for us, Congress. Any Somali who believes that a black man should take that seat, CD5 seat, or a white person, there is something wrong with that person's morals. The reason why I'm repeating this, and I have told Somalis yesterday while Speak Live, you all are my community leaders. Now, I'm all ears. FBA, ADOS, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. So, I'm genuinely all ears. Unless you want black Americans to be represented by non-black Americans, I'm all ears. What's the game plan? Please, someone tell me. I'd like to know what's the game plan come up this next election. Because it sounds like the only game plan that I'm hearing is just sit on the couch. I'm all ears. If that's what we got to do, sit on the couch, and that's how we get reparations and get power, then let's do it. Fuck it. Let's go. I'll sit on the couch. My couch is very comfortable. The problem with Kamala is her record. I hear you, Bryce. But what are we going to do with that? I don't know what do I do with her record? Because how I see it, I see that as ammunition. Apparently, everybody else sees that as like, well, look at her record, Lucas. Look at her record. Okay. So I would like to be on code. So I don't want to put out any ideas that aren't on code. Can someone tell me what's the plan for 2024? I would like to know. 937, you're on the line. Can you tell me what the plan is? Hello? 937. Maybe I have it low. 937, hello? Maybe it's me. Let me just double check. 937, you're on the line. Hello? Hello? Don't know what happened. I'm all ears. FBA, ADOS, whatever you want to call yourself. Can someone call in and tell me what the plan is? She has to apologize to Oscar's Grant family over the police shooting. The plan would be to pressure her. No, that's not the plan, Bryce, because that's the plan that I fucking said. So I know you niggas ain't. I know you niggas aren't that crazy to remix my shit as your own. I know you're not that crazy. So that's not the plan. 937, what's the plan? (937) Okay, don't call it again, because I don't know. Your phone may be busted. I don't know what's going on. What's the plan? I'd like to know. ADOS, FBA, the rest of y'all. What's the plan? Because I'd like to know. Because I put out a video talking about Kamala Harris and how she may become president, right? She may become, that may be her official title. And all I saw were a bunch of people talking about, she's a tether, she's a tether, she's a tether. Okay. 773, you're on the line. What's the plan?
Yo.
What's up?
Yo, what up, Lucas, man?
Are you FBA? ADOS?
Yeah. Man, I'm definitely FBA.
Great,
Chicago,
awesome.
Illinois,
What's the plan?
The plan is to sit out at this point.
Okay, got you. Sit out.
Just to sit out.
So it doesn't matter if Kamala Harris becomes president. It doesn't matter. The plan is to sit out.
Yeah,
okay.
You got to. But I don't.
Now, can you explain to me what do we want, right? Because from my understanding, what we want is, because I'm gonna write this down so I understand it better, because I'm a little slow. What we want is reparations, correct?
Of course.
Okay. So how do we get that by sitting out?
Well,
I'm all ears.
We've been the backbone of the Democratic Party forever, right?
Okay.
We're pretty much a guaranteed vote. Without our vote, they lose. And yeah, it might be tough for us for a little while, you know what I mean? But we've been getting our ass kicked for the last 400 years anyway. It's time for them to feel some pain too. And after a while, they're going to realize, hey, they need us. If you want to get back in office, if you want power, you're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, meet our demands. That's pretty much, I think, where we're at this point now.
Got you. So the goal is to make Democrats feel pain, correct?
I mean, that's the only thing people respect.
So
people
how do they
respect them.
So I'm all about that. Absolutely. Make them feel pain. How do we make them feel pain? Because from my understanding, they don't get a paycheck like a regular job. So they get paid off of our tax dollars. So where's
Correct.
The pain coming from?
The pain is they won't have any control. The control that they
so
had.
How does that hurt them?
I mean, they want. It's the same reason why they run against the Republicans. Mm-hmm. They want to be in power. They want to be in control.
But how does that hurt them?
Have that control
right?
anymore, that's how they get hurt.
Let's say, for example, you have an officer. Officer does a boo-boo, and you send that officer on paid leave. How does that hurt that officer?
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of a small, that's more of a personal thing.
So,
you know what I mean?
On a bigger scale, right? On a bigger scale, all the Democrats, it doesn't affect their pay, doesn't affect their position. All it affects is the figurehead, which is the president. Now, what we've done is put them on. We've actually helped them, right? Because now they can run and say, "Look at what he's doing," because y'all didn't vote for us. So then, how does that get them back to the table, though? Because it sounds like
it's gonna take a while. Like you said, you're right. And initially, they're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? They sit out for a while, but it's like anything else. Like, you can't continue to quote unquote reward bad behavior. Like I said, when they're not getting the results that they've been used
I'm
to
all
getting.
about that. I'm all about that. I just don't understand how do we convey that to them, right? Who do we have in position, or because I don't know, how do you expect the Democrats to know, oh, they didn't vote for us because of this? Who do we have to convey that message?
They're already following those statistics. They already keep trying to blame the black men for not voting and, you know what I'm saying, and costing elections and what have you. So they have the data on that. You know what I mean? They have the data on that.
So they've been having the data, right, for the last 50, 60 years, right? And it still remained the same. So I've heard this before when black people want to say, well, we're gonna sit out, right? Because that happened during the Hillary Clinton. That's how Trump came in. Because black people were like, we're gonna sit out. So
yeah, but I don't think to that level. It's going to probably take a couple of cycles. It's not going to be a thing that's going to be right away, where they're going to go, they ain't been getting it this long. They're going to be stubborn about it for a while.
Gotcha.
But eventually, they're not going to be able to.
Between time, we're going to allow Republicans and anti-black, blatant, overt anti-black people run the country, set laws, put judges in power, put SCOTUSes in power. Let them run amok.
That's the
over and over and over and over again until Democrats are going, oh, what are we doing? We have to get to black people.
That's the conundrum. It's like anything else. It's going to be some pain before things get better. It's going to have to be sacrificed. And yeah, it sounds easy that we're talking about it now, but I mean that's really what else? What other options do we have? They ain't been listening to us. So
what happens? Because I'm still trying to figure this out. What happens? Because you do understand we have an influx of immigration, and amnesty is going to happen.
Of course.
So what happens to the black vote, which has already been diluted right now because nobody's even talking to us, right? So if nobody's talking to us right now, over the period of 8, 12, so on years, how does our vote get stronger?
Well, I think what it is going to back this immigration thing. All of this is by design. Mm-hmm. I think they're trying to replace black voters. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they're allowing all this to happen. But I think what's going to backfire is it's not going to go the way they think. They think they're replacing our votes, but they've already proven through a lot of different stats that those voters aren't reliable to necessarily vote Democratic. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they're going to try to replace us, but they're not going to be able to. Mm-hmm. That's just the way I think what the data is showing right now.
I don't know any data that says, as far as migrants who come here to the country are more likely to vote Republican. Because Pew Research, the data I'm aware of was from Pew Research that states the literal opposite. Is that they're more likely to vote Democrat than Republican. But you tell me what data you came across that says they're more likely to vote Republican than Democrat.
I know, like the last election when they was trying to run the fear campaign about deporting the Mexicans and what have you, and even like over different Cubans and whatever the other Spanish speaking nations that was coming over here. When they was looking, I seen a couple of polls where they were saying it was like split down the middle. Like the ones they was going Republicans, some was going Democrats. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just like they thought it was going to be, that they was going to just all because they say, oh, Trump is going to close the borders this, that, and the third. Is that why though?
What do you
think that's why? What I'm talking about so far, what I'm saying is that vote, the immigrant, not necessarily immigrants, but the Spanish vote and stuff was still not. I don't believe so. I have to check the numbers again, but I don't believe it was overwhelmingly Democratic. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It didn't go like they thought. It wasn't as like a landslide they thought it was going.
So how does that benefit us? You think that we hold out, more migrants come in, according to you, they go 50-50, possibly. So you view that as a bigger option for Democrats to somehow cower to black people for their vote instead of trying to persuade those that are coming in here who are more likely to vote 50-50?
Well, we're the one voter block that they know that they pretty much have. Mm-hmm. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I want to say we vote at the high 80 percentile, and it might even be in the 90s. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Democratic. So if you take that away, those are guaranteed votes. Anytime you take
you're
something
never going to
guaranteed
take that away
you know
because not all black people are not going to vote, right? So that's so
no, of course not.
So what we're going off of, I don't know what metric as far as FBA or ADOS are going off of as far as how many black people are going to sit out. I don't know how much outreach they've done in the communities that are as far as key states that need to be won. Have any FBA or ADOS gone to these key states that need to be won and told black people there to sit out?
That's the thing. It's like I think we as FBA and ADOS, the messaging is too muddy. You know what I'm saying? And
so how is this going to work then? Right? Because I'm confused. Because if we can't even get the message across, but you have to understand, if we can't get the message across to sit out, then how does that look when we come to trying to ask for reparations? And God forbid a significant amount, but here's the thing. God forbid a significant amount of black people sit out and they win anyway. So upon, let's say, Kamala Harris winning, then you really have no leg to stand on and you are now officially politically extinct because they won without that vote.
And that's why I will agree with you on this. Like, it's the everybody getting together. But like you said, it's never going to be 100%. But that's the problem. It's like, I think that we've tried a lot of other different ways and we're still being ignored.
I'm lost. I'm sorry. I'm confused again. Once again, I'm a little slow. What other ways have FBA and ADOS tried?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean? I don't know exactly everybody, but it's...
Can you give me one example? Just one. Because from my understanding, a lot of this is fairly new. So I'm curious as far as what they've done before.
Oh, you're talking about the actual organizations?
Anyone, FBA, ADOS, anyone who represents that FBA, ADOS, those, that lineage, those people, what have they done before aside from, well, we're not going to vote? Because I feel like that's a major retreat. So what other actions have they done to make their grievances known?
I think we're speaking about FBA and ADOS in a different way. I'm not speaking about them as an organization. I was talking about us as lineage.
Of course, as a people. So what us as a people, FBA, which is a lineage, right? What have we done? Because I very much remember as far as people talking about, well, we're going to sit out before. And that was during if I don't remember, the Hillary Clinton election, right?
Right. And I don't think that went, exactly.
So if we sat out during Hillary Clinton, did they come back groveling to us during the Biden administration? That's the problem. I don't think we ever really set out like that. Yeah, some sit out, but not enough to move the needle, I don't believe. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so how many do we need to move the needle?
Bro, I can't give you an exact number.
Is there anyone that can give me an exact number of how many black people need to sit out for them to feel pain?
I mean, maybe somebody else would probably be more better versed on that.
Don't you think that's a bit problematic, right? How do we get on code if no one knows what the code is?
And that's the problem. That's why I'm pretty much kind of agreeing with you on that.
Attack, then? I don't understand.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You still have to try to get that message out. But the problem is I don't think that the messaging is being, delivered correctly. So far as, we don't have the leadership. I think that's one of the main things, especially when it comes to those organizations.
To even organize this protest, how are we going to have leadership to get the message to them of what we want? And this is why this is happening.
Well, I think it's already been that way, though, because that's the reason why they even started talking about it in the studies and stuff before. Because you remember a few years ago, and it wasn't up until a few years ago, they was even talking about this. Well, they weren't like reparations and what have you. They weren't even talking about it until, for lack of a better word, saying we started bitching and moaning about it. And, people was going and interrupting people's speeches and what have you. Then they started to say, okay, well, this is a groundswell going on. We got to at least address it. But the problem is, like, to your point, is getting everybody on code. And that's the problem with us as Black Americans, man, for as long as I can remember.
So it sounds like this seems to be a nothing burger, right? This doesn't sound this doesn't sound like a plan. This sounds more like a cool hashtag.
I think it is a plan. The problem is getting everybody to get on board with it.
Then that's not a plan.
I think the plan is solid.
It can't be a solid plan if there's no leadership and there's no infrastructure in place to enact the plan.
No, they're aware of what, reparations and what, FBA and ADOS.
I'm not disputing as far as them being aware of reparations. People are aware of a lot of things, right. But what people fail to understand. No. I mean,
of even the FBA and ADOS, they're aware of it.
I don't disagree. They've been aware for quite some time. ADOS, as far as was before any FBA, so they've been aware for quite some time. But I think what people are underestimating is, say they do reparations, who's to say how much you get or if you get anything at all? Because I know even in California, they're not talking about cash payments. So
right.
Who exactly does FBA or ADOS have in Congress that's going to advocate for this happening? Because that doesn't exist, right? Because if we did have someone in Congress, well, there wouldn't be a reason to sit out.
What would you suggest?
I'm not suggesting anything because all of my suggestions have been met with complete disdain. So now I'd like to know, how do I get on board with what the sit-out campaign is? I'm all about sitting out.
I think when it comes to that, it's just more of the amount that we need to do it. You get what I'm saying? But again, to your point, it does wind up being a nothing burger if you don't get enough people to do it, and it's not effective because you don't have enough. So I think the plan is solid. The problem is the organization. So with that, I definitely agree with you. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But yeah.
So I would think that the organization would be king. It would be king and key to anything happening. Because if you had that organization, you wouldn't have to sit out because you would just organize and talk to the people in power, right? Who represent you.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, no, look, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. And even the people that have stepped out, like Yvette Carnell and even Tariq with FBA, whenever they get pressed on the issue, what I noticed is that they say, "Oh no, well, I'm not the leader of it," this, that, and the third, and kind of take a step back.
So they seem to be propagandists. That's what it seems, and I don't mean that in a negative light. I mean that in a positive light.
And I like some of their ideas, but when people press them about, "Hey, why don't you guys be the face?"
I understand.
Or whatever,
so that's what I'm trying to understand, right? Because I've heard Tariq say on multiple times that, hey, it's not an organization, it's a lineage. Absolutely. But I've also heard him say that he's not the leader because he doesn't want to get assassinated. Totally understand. So if all we have is propaganda, which is what that is, the political message, right? It's a political narrative, but no one to enact that message, then we don't have a plan. We have a bunch of feel-good sentiments and platitudes.
It would be a plan if everybody got on board, but to your point,
and broccoli would taste delicious if it tasted like chocolate.
Right. Listen, man, I think, man, I think they kind of got us over a barrel. You know what I mean? A lot of our leaders been asleep over the wheel, been taking, payments behind the scenes, and man, your guess is good as mine, man. But like I said, I think the sitting out will work.
Gotcha.
If it was organized.
If it was organized.
Gotcha. And
all
that's
right.
the problem.
Well, I appreciate the call, man. Take care. All right. So if I coulda, woulda, shoulda, if we had organization, then the plan would work. Gotcha. 803. Tell me what the plan is. 803 on the line. What's the plan?
How you doing?
I'm doing
How you
amazing.
doing?
I like to get on code. Tell me what the plan is so we can get these reparations. Fuck Kamala.
No, there ain't no getting on.
Fuck Kamala
getting
because
on
she's a
code
tether.
with this.
Kamala's a tether, so fuck her. I'm not even talking to her. So how do we get these reparations?
There is no getting reparations, man. You know that.
Sir, I can't. I
There's no getting
can't talk to
reparations.
defeatist mindsets. I'm sorry, I can't talk to defeatist mindset. Kamala's a tether. Fuck her. I ain't talking to her. Even though she's going to be in the position of the most powerful person on the fucking planet, fuck her. She's a tether. right? So I want to know what the plan is. Don't call in unless you got a plan. Because the last brother was like, well, we got a plan. We just don't have any organization to enact the plan. Then I don't know how that helps FBA or ADOS. I don't know how that helps me. I really don't. I really don't. So I'm about the plan. What is the plan? ADOS, FBA. Please call in someone who understands how sitting out gets us reparations. Because the other brother before him was talking about how we're gonna have to do this, multiple times. Multiple times. Last time I heard, wasn't it a man not too long ago who was complaining about what was happening in Chicago with the migrant situation? So I'm all ears of how sitting out. Now, the problem with sitting out is we also have no metric of where to sit out. I'm all about that. So can someone tell me the plan? I'm all about it. Fuck Joe Biden, right? Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Trump. Fuck Kamala. All right, that's three powerful people gone. Joe Biden, Trump, Kamala, all done. No way, Jose. Fuck them. So I want to know, can someone FBA, my FBA brethren, okay? Tell me. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Can someone, because there is no leader, it's a lineage. So, given the fact there's no leader, I don't know how you organize. How do you organize if there's no leader? Is there an organizer? That's what I'd like to know. 803, you called in before talking about there is no reparations. Have you changed your mind?
I'll put it like this. So if you want a tentative plan, right? I was watching the show last night. There are members within your audience, within the whole nation. I'm FBA. They don't even know who their mayor is.
So FBA, what is the plan?
The senator.
What's the plan? I heard that, hey, fuck Joe Biden. Kamala's a tether.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to sit this election out.
I agree with you. I don't think that it's a good idea to sit it. I don't think it's a good idea to sit it out.
Okay, you.
But at the end of the day, like
any FBA agreeing with me on what I said, that's impossible.
No, I'm an FBA.
I need another FBA who doesn't agree with me and who has a plan. I appreciate your call, but I need an FBA who doesn't agree with me. So I need someone with a plan. That's what I need. We have a lineage with no leadership or organization. So I want a plan. That's what I want. Because the plan that I'm hearing is sit out. Fuck yeah. Bro, that's the easiest thing I can do. You mean to come on election day, not vote? Fuck yeah, absolutely. Let's go. All day, every day. I just want to be reassured that sitting out isn't going to give, another group power. That's why I want to be reassured. I want to be reassured that sitting out, that Democrats know, they sat out. They sat out because reparations. Oh, shit. That's what I want to know. When it comes to Kamala Harris, right? Fuck Kamala Harris. She's a tether. We don't fuck with tethers, right? Fuck them tethers who come over here absolutely all day, every day. Fuck her, right? But she will be going to black media, whether you like it or not. So I'm just trying to understand, how do we get to reparations? Because I could be mistaken, but this isn't the only time I've heard black people talking about sit it out. Right? Haven't we heard black people talk about sit it out before? So I'm curious as to, if Democrats lose, who is going to relate to them that, hey, you lost because You didn't give us reparations. You had no plan of reparations. That's why I want to know. Who's going to relay them that message? Is that fair? I'm all about sitting it out. Let's fucking sit it out. But we also need to let them know this is why y'all didn't get the vote.
901, you're on the line. What's the plan?
Lucas, apologize. I agree with you. But if we were to do the plan to sit out stupid shit that they talking about, it would have to be organized to the point where you got like every streamer, like Kai Cenats of the world, RDCs, every
Kai Cenat, I believe, is a Tether, so we can't reach out to any Tether streamers.
That's their argument? Oh shit, man, never mind. We lost. My bad.
Okay. All right. Fuck them Tethers, okay? Fuck them Tethers. Not reaching out to any Tether streamer. FBA, ADOS all the way. It's as simple as that. FBA, ADOS all the way. We're going to do this on our own. I'm all about it. I fucking love that shit. I love it. I'm all about it. Let's do it on our own. I think we can. But we need a plan to enact, and we need someone to make sure that the plan is going to be enforced. So, what can someone tell me what the plan is? Because it seems that they have a plan. The Somalis, they have a plan, and they have a person in Congress. So they're gonna be organizing and advocating for Somalian people. So I'd like to know, who do we have in Congress where we're organizing like this? Who do we have in Congress where we have someone, because there's going to have to be somebody who rounds up the troops, right? Can someone please tell me what the plan is? Can someone give me an idea? I just want an idea, bro. Because it seems every other group is on point. They getting Somalis like, yo, all of us, Somalis, we voting for Ilhan. If you vote for anybody else, you off code. So I'd like to know, how do we make this happen? Can any FBA, ADOS, please call in and let me know? I greatly appreciate it. Any FBA, any ADOS, please call in, because I don't know.
901, you're on the line. What's the plan?
All right, Lucas, I think I got a plan, okay?
Okay.
If this is gonna work. If this is gonna work, what we would have to do, if we're gonna sit it out for 4 years, we'd have to spend that 4 years planning a document around the next presidential election. The document will have to include reparations and potential options for like how you could give us reparations.
Okay.
And it would need to be created in the document, shared, that single document around Black-centered cities and municipalities in all across the United States. However, this wouldn't work unless you also threaten like people's, governorships and local positions as well. Like, we're not going to vote for you unless you push this, up into the upper echelons. That's the only way I could ever see this working.
I like it. Now,
but yeah,
how do we get everyone else to be on point with this?
How do you get everybody else on point with it?
Yeah, how do we organize to get this to happen?
You said we can't use streamers?
No, we can use streamers, just no Tether streamers.
All right. We'll use you. You got connections?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So we'll create an assembly of some people just to create the document, and we'll try to find some non-Tether streamers who might be able to put the document forward.
Okay. And who's going to be organizing it and doing all this work?
It's gonna be you. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll find some people in the amazing army to do it if they want to sign up.
Okay.
All right, Lucas, you doing okay, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
All right, be safe. Bye.
All right, we got a plan. Chad is going to come up with a bunch of people to create a document that would obviously have to be co-signed by people who have the ear of the community. and then promote it to those people and have those people promote it on their channels so that it eventually gets to the ear of what do you call it? Governors, lower officials and whatnot over the 4 years. I think that's great. Now, only one gaping hole, no Diddy, is the organizing. So, we still don't even have this. In order for it to sit out, how many black people do we need to sit out the election for Democrats to lose? I'm all ears. I don't have those numbers. I haven't looked into it. How many black people in what states would have to sit out? Because I don't believe it's all states, right? There's some key states. Big Boss says 13 million. 13 million. Where is that number coming from? Seems like a lot. If we can get 13 million to fucking sit out an election, if we can get 13 million to sit out an election, then we should have already had Black Wall Street. You just made it up. Okay, you just made it up. So, how many black people do we need to sit out the election and where? Because there has to be some key states that Democrats have a hold on that we need to be like, yo, not anymore. Right? So, does anyone have those answers? Do any of, as Dr. Umar would say, the YouTubian scholars, do any of them have those answers? Huh? Swing states, I'm all about it. Let's go. Where are key places that Democrats have to win? Does anyone know? Because I would think, right, you would actually go to these key states, to these key areas, either do ads or boots on the ground. If you Negroes can get boots on the ground for a rally or for a meeting, then surely we can get boots on the ground to convince other black people to be like, yo, sit it out. This is why. New York, I'm seeing New York. Anywhere else? Alabama? Okay, where in Alabama? Because we can't get the whole state, so we're gonna have to get centralized parts of the state. Certain black safe havens, we'll say. Atlanta and Columbus. So, who's gonna be boots on the ground? Huh? Do we have any boots on the ground for Atlanta and Columbus? I'm all ears.
773, you're on the line. What's the plan?
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Beatrice Watson. I have no plans other than to say I'm listening to you. I always listen to you, and I really admire your program. I'm just trying to sit here and listen at your logic. I know you have logic because you're a smart young man.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's logic behind what you're saying and what you're doing. Because if we let Trump get in there won't be any more elections. You know that, right? I know you know that. It may not be another election for you to worry about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Trump and that 2025 project gets in, that's the end of all this shit. My plan, if there was any plan, is to vote, then get around the table and say, listen, if you want to stay in office, any of you, then this is our plan.
Ma'am, I agree with you, but
Because if you
it seems that FBA and ADOS don't agree with that.
Well, they got a rude awakening coming, honey. They got a rude awakening coming. They think it's bad now. I'm 83 years old. I was young enough to see when there was a race riot in Detroit, Michigan, and they brought martial law in, and no blacks could go in and out of their neighborhood after 12.
Damn.
I'm telling you, if you don't have the power and you don't have a voice around the table, sitting on your couch and voting the couch, you are voting against yourself. You're taking away your power. The only power you have is in your vote. And if you don't vote, you have no power. You need a seat around the table, and the only person that's going to give you a seat around the table is the Democratic Party, whether you like it or not. Because Trump has no plan for black people. No plan but destruction. You don't see anybody around Trump looking like you. There's no black people on his cabinet. There's no black people anywhere around Trump other than Senator Scott. He's a senator, and they're for themselves. They're for spots that will feed their families, not yours. So you want to get with a group that at least have faces like yours around the table. And the only way you will have power is to get enough people together and say, listen, we're giving you this vote. We're voting. But this is the last vote you'll get from us if we don't get reparations. Now, that's the only plan I can see you doing, because we are in a desperate enough state that your vote would be the most powerful thing that you have right now. Because they certainly don't want Trump in office. So your vote is gold right now. So that's the only thing I can tell you. I mean, I got more years behind me than in front of me. It's you guys that I worry about. You know, I have black grandchildren. So I'm worried about them and you guys, you young people. So you need to vote. That's the only strength that you have. You don't have any power without that. Because Trump is not going to give you the power. In fact, you're not going to have the freedom to do shit. That's going to be taken away from you. Everything that you think you have now, you will not have. You will not have the right to assemble. You will not have the right to march. The last time the Black Lives Matter march, Trump was saying, why don't you shoot them? That's what he said. But he didn't say it about the Proud Boys. He didn't say it about them. And you're going to give him the power? You're going to sit at home and give him more power? This sounds really backward to me. Why would you sit down and give him more power to destroy you? That's all I have to say.
All right. Well,
God bless you guys.
You as well.
All right. Bye.
All right. Well, she's going to vote. So I'm all ears from FBA and ADOS. Can someone call in? We have people in the chat who seem to disagree. We have Chris Draken. If you can call in, it says, bro, we have to be a unit. That's the only thing that's going to do it. Democrats is better than Republican, but if we don't go and demand, bro, it's over. So, Chris, how many black people do we need in which states to sit out to cause Democrats to feel pain? Has anyone thought this through? I just want to know what the plan is. That's all. Because it sounds like I'm dealing with South Park gnomes. That's all. Chris, do you know if anyone has that number or those areas? Because if a bunch of random Negroes all across the world just are sit out, and the vast majority or the key states don't sit out, well, now what happens then? Because we have to also take into account that there's possibly more than one outcome, right? So we're going to need backup plans, contingency plans, correct? So what's the contingency plan to Biden or Kamala Harris winning? Does anyone talk about contingency plans? Because let's say sitting out doesn't work. Let's say they win anyways. What's the backup plan to that? Can someone tell me? Anybody know? Chris, you in the chat. Chris Draken, you seem very bright. Have you heard any contingency plans to sitting out? Flashback was in the chat. Right? Flashback was in the chat. Do you have any contingency plans to sitting out? Are there any backup plans? Can someone tell me? I'm just curious. Because let's say we do sit it out. I don't vote. You don't vote. Bunch of your homies, okay, all your homies don't vote. But somehow Kamala still wins. Now what? Now what? Now you can't really demand her to do anything because you didn't vote for her. God forbid she wins it without the black vote, because that really is the end of the line. So, can someone tell me what the plan is? Minimum 250,000 African Americans in each state. I think 250 African Americans protesting is a reasonable number. 250K. This is what I'm hearing, 250K. Where did that number come from? Now, of course, this is FBA. This is not Africans, okay? All you Africans, you don't protest. You go out and vote. This is solely FBA, right?
347, you're on the line. Do you have a plan?
Yeah, I got the plan.
What's the plan?
Just like the older lady was saying, we vote this time, but we put up the United
No, that's not the plan. Everyone's saying, FBA and ADOS are saying don't vote.
Yeah, but I'm foundational black, and the other way, if we don't vote and Trump wins, then what are we going to do?
That's why I'd like to know.
Yeah, what are we going to do if he wins? It's going to be a problem. It won't be a plan. You know, all that 2025 agenda is not going to take effect right away. But you see, everything he's put in place with, as far as the Supreme Court justices and everything else, is knocking everything back. 2025 might not happen in 2025, but if he's elected, it's going to happen sooner than you think, before the next election. What are we going to do if he wins? Right or wrong?
I don't disagree with you.
The 2025 project has been out since back when the second Bush. They've been writing the 2025 plan. They just put it to the forefront. Everybody's really awakening and seeing what's going on. Now, what we need to do is form as a coalition. No more Democratic, no more Republican. We go back to the Black Panther Party and we stay in one party. And whatever party has our best interest in hand, we think about voting for them. You know, we got to stop playing with either side. We definitely got to stop playing with the Democrat side, but the Republican side is definitely not going to be for us. You see what's going on. What they will all turn red. Half of the Republican Party don't even want to be a part of the Republican Party anymore. You know, I know black people that are Republican that are ashamed to even be Republican now. You know, we tease and joke in the barbershop and things, and we be like, and they're like, oh, I don't really want to say that I'm Republican. And they definitely don't want to say they voted for Donald Trump. You know, he hasn't done anything for us. He's sitting there and he's coming to the debate. He hasn't put anything in plan, hasn't put anything in place for us. He just come with a bunch of rhetoric and nonsense. You know, I mean, if anything, he has all these felonies. How are we still voting for a man with all these felonies? Do you think if Obama had one felony, he'd be able to still be a delegate? I don't think that would be happening right now. You know, so the plan is we vote up and just let them know that, listen, this is it right here. You have used us enough for the last time. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't start using our power, they're showing us what they're doing. The border is open. You understand? And that's another subject. The border has always been open. It's not only Biden's fault. And if you look at it, Trump did not sign the last bill before he left to make sure that the border stays closed. So it's a lot of rhetoric. So you have to decipher through this rhetoric and really see what's going on. And like you said, you podcasters and everybody else have to come out and, really tell these people, because there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on. They're sitting here watching Love and Hip Hop and Hollywood and all this other stuff and the BET Music Awards and not paying to what's critically going on. This is a real serious time right now. If nobody is not recognizing this is a real serious time right now. This is not, this is nothing to play with. So either we going to vote or we don't vote. But I'm going to tell you, the voting might not, us not voting might not hurt us, because we carry the Democratic Party. Let's be for real. That's why they pandered to us. And right now, we should be putting in place, like, look, this is the last time. You don't hear them talking about reparations anymore. They got us the last time with that. They said, oh, vote for us and we're going to get reparations. What happened? The pandemic popped up. We got nothing.
I don't disagree.
So it's up to us. We definitely do, and I like your program, and I like what you're saying. We definitely do need to come on with a plan and get together, stop all the nonsense, stop all the rhetoric, because what they're doing is placing us against each other, whether it's the immigrants against each other, Chinese against each other, the blacks against each other. They must understand that they are not, it goes all the way back to slavery. You wouldn't have all these different immigrants over here, white immigrants, if the black people were outnumbering, if the Indians and the blacks were not outnumbering the white folks, you wouldn't have all these different immigrants over here. You know what I'm saying? So now they see it and feel that a lot of them mixed or whatever, and everybody's turning of color now. That's the big thing. It's all over everywhere. The TV commercials, everywhere you see it, and they see it. If they don't, they recognize, they see what's going on, and they don't like what's going on. And I mean, that's what they wanted, and this is the beauty of America. You know what I'm saying? So, but one thing is, you can't keep keeping us at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And putting a lot of rhetoric before us, a lot of nonsense and all this other things. We got to get ourselves together and stop being distracted. We got to move forward, because right now, this is a pivotal moment. Like I told you, the border is open. It is not open for a reason. COVID happened. They killed most of us off. You see what I'm saying? And how could you even think about voting for a nut that almost killed all of us off with COVID? I don't understand what people are thinking about. If if y'all want him to run again, and that's their choice of being president, and black folks think that they made the most money during his term, and this, that, and the third, and more black people were working. Really? I don't know. I don't know what anybody else is seeing out here, but black folks, I mean, we got to wake up. That's all I got to tell you. We got to really get it in. We got to really, really, because it's really, really becoming a hard time for us. They are trying to roll us back into Jim Crow. Byron Donald didn't say Jim Crow for nothing. They're trying to roll us back into Jim Crow, and they did it. And the biggest mistake that our last President Obama made, he did not pick that Supreme Court justice. I don't care what they would have did. They would have thrown me out of the White House. I would have picked my Supreme Court justice. And now you see the court is twisted. That's what it doesn't matter if Trump ever becomes president again. They have what they want. And by electing him, they have what they want. And that's what, that's they have all the Supreme Court justices, so all the things can roll back just the way they want it, like I said. And they're putting us all against each other, going crazy, when our focus should be togetherness, unity, and getting what we want. Strength in numbers. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate the call.
Yeah, appreciate you.
No problem, man.
Enjoy your show. Have a good night.
You as well.
702, you're on the line. What's the plan?
Good evening, Lucas. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing.
Great. I'd like to preface with this. We all know that the popular vote doesn't decide who the president is, correct?
Yes.
Okay, the Electoral College does. So the Electoral vote decides who the president is. The Electoral College is a group of delegates decided by the Senate, correct?
Yes, we understand.
Okay. So the Senate, okay, is lobbied by corporate interest groups. Okay? So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you vote for, who you choose, who that person chooses, or who anyone else chooses. At the end of the day, the corporate interest groups, the corporations, control the election. What you're doing right now, and I understand this is how you make your money. It's great, you know, how Tariq makes his money, how David Duke might make his money, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anyone says. The corporations choose who your puppet president, your world leader, is supposed to be.
Now, are you white, sir?
No, I'm black as hell, man.
You're black as hell. 100%. Are you FBA?
I'm Heru King. I'm the guy that put all the 74% of all violent crimes produced in America or by white contingents. Yeah.
Gotcha. So you're FBA?
Yeah, I'm FBA 100%.
Okay, awesome. So it sounds like that. What do we do then? Because I'm not hearing any plan of attack. I'm just hearing
there's nothing that you're going to do.
Oh, there's nothing we can do. So we just put our head in the sand.
No, there's nothing.
So it's game over then. So we just get up?
It's always been game over. It's always been the same. You know it, and you know it, and that's how you make.
Take care, buddy. Take care. So for him, it's game over. There is no plan of attack. There is nothing to do. Just shut up and die, Negro. That's his plan, right? That's his plan of attack. Just shut up and die, Negro. That's his plan of attack. That's a plan. I will say that is a plan. That is a plan. Because he wants to say that, bro, what the fuck? I gotta close the window. It's all about the corporations own the country, and we can't do anything about the corporations. Well, I guess the corporations just happen to be very much favorable of white people. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe the corporations just happen to be in favor of white people in alphabet. Because somehow we got to where we are, where we got grown-ass men, biological men, racing with women. So I don't know. Maybe the corporations is just like, fuck Negroes. Good job, LGBT. Good job, white people. So maybe we can target these corporations that he was talking about who are lobbying, via the Electoral College. Maybe we can talk about those corporations possibly and get them to maybe, hey, how about can we have some more, please? Just a little bit, please. Perhaps we do that. I don't know. But it sounded like his plan was shut up, Negro, and die. That's what it sounded like his plan was. I will say that is a plan. That is a plan that we just shut up and die. But where there's a will, what I've discovered is that there's a way. So as long as you're willing to fight, then the fucking war isn't over. Then the battle isn't over, right? If a mofo keeps on getting up from a fight, then you haven't won. Right? It's a moment in time you knock this mofo down and he stays down because he... But he keeps on getting up. Come on, motherfucker. Come on. It's like, bro, just stay down. So, I don't know. I think blacks like that, there's nothing we can do about those people. Nothing we can do about those people. Because, yes, that is a plan, but it's not really one that benefits anybody except anti-blacks. I don't know how shut up and die benefits black people. Can someone tell me that? Can someone tell me how shut up and die benefits black people? So, that's someone else we have to deal with. Those type of people. Nothing But Nostalgia says, get in contact with large content creators and organizations. Remember when Kai started a mini riot? We need something on that level. Well, we can't reach out to Kai because according to FBA, he's a tether. And then he said that black Americans have no culture, so that ain't gonna go over very well. So it seems that all the black representatives happen to be from out of the country. That's what it seems like. So I'm all ears. By all means,
Haru King, you can get the fuck up out of this chat. We don't need your fucking goofy ass, anti-black, fucking nonsensical self in this chat at all, bro. 617, you're on the line. What's the plan? 617, you're on the line. What's the plan?
Hey, peace. Okay, I think we should try to keep it simple. I came across your show. I love your topic, but check it out. I don't think I should not vote. I think we should vote. However, not vote for any of the candidates, not vote Democrat, not vote Republican, not be Democrats, not be Republicans. I think what we should do is do a protest vote. And so when you do a protest vote, you can write in your name or you can write in anyone's name. But for this particular plan that you have, I see sit out and reparations. If all the ADOS, FBAs, New Africans, African Americans can write in reparations on the ballot, it might send a message. Might send a message. Because right now it's too late to really organize around any other candidate, to check out any other political party. We're probably going to have to do something to kind of send a message. And if we can get at least a majority of African Americans to write in reparations for the ballot, it might send a message.
Now, how do we get
so that's
this
something
majority?
we can do on a minor scale. I'm sorry?
How do we go about getting this majority? What number do we need to hit in order to be effective? Because in any business, in anything, you need to hit numbers, right? They're metrics.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Now, that's going to be up to people that have listeners and followers like yourself. And if you can organize with other ADOS and FBA content creators that can push the message out of doing a write-in for reparations on the ballot as opposed to voting for any candidate, that might work. That might work. And of course, everyone else is going to have to do their part of spreading the message. Talk to your family, talk to your community, talk to your networks, and just spread the message of writing in reparations on the ballot, so we can have unity before we have a plan. Because without unity, which is something we don't have right now, we don't even have community, to be honest, but, we can work towards that, if we just have a simple plan, and that by the time of the next election, maybe we'll have some time to really look at a candidate that can really fight for us, so we can sit down and meet with and be like, oh, what you going to do for our agenda?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
all I got for now,
appreciate
bro.
the call. All right, so his goal is to have content creators link up and say, put on the ballot reparations and see if we can go that route. That's a plan. Once again, we need metrics, right? We need a way of knowing how in any plan of attack, whether, especially in business, you need to know whether you failed or you succeeded in your mission. Right? I said we need to be a unit, but just saying. You saying we need to be a unit doesn't mean anything, Chris. You might as well say, hey, grass, plants eat because of photosynthesis. That's great. You might as well say 1 + 1 = 2. That's more of an empty platitude. We need a unit, we need to unite. We need to get together. That's an empty platitude. It's a plan, but we need to know. It's not a plan. Saying we need to unite is not a plan because there's no way to go about that plan. How do I enact we need to unite? A plan has to have a plan of attack. There has to be an outcome. Hey, you succeeded or you failed. That has to be based off of certain milestones that you're trying to hit. You saying we just need to unite, how do I enforce that? If I have 20 people, how the fuck do we enforce we need to unite? I can't. So if we're going to send a message as far as reparations, I don't have a problem with that. If Tariq wants to join up with ADOS and ADOS wants to join up with, other black content creators who have, a bigger platforms or at least a bigger audience, 100%.
Have any of them started doing that? I don't know. I haven't been contacted because I'd be down for it. Absolutely 100%. I'd be down for it. Let's go. So I'm just for the people who keep on putting these ideas out into the ether, it seems that you have these people who keep on grab them, but then there's no action. I'm getting words, which is essentially what you claim that the Democrats do. Right? Grab them. Ideas, that's great. I'm all about ideas. But when it comes to actions, nothing. These are some great ideas. How do we manifest them into action? How do we do that? I would think that the people who are giving these ideas and these words would have some call to action, a CTA. 773, you're on the line. What's the plan?
Yeah, Lucas, I have a plan.
Okay.
This is Beatrice again. Listen, here's what I think it would be a good idea. Get your coalition of people together.
Mm-hmm.
Get them together right now. Vote. But vote knowing that the Democrats, when they win, because I'm not in love with the Democrats or the Republicans. I love myself. I want to make sure who gets in office looks at my needs and my family's needs. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is to trash all of that just for reparation and not get anything is crazy to me. Because if you're going to sit out for whole 4 years and have no support anywhere, it doesn't matter. You have no support. You're just sitting there. So what I'm saying is, get your coalition together, know what your mission is, because the reason why preparation didn't work last time is because no one worked it. You got to work something. You got to work it. You talk about no one did anything. No one's going to do anything if you don't do it. Have a plan. When you vote, you have a plan. You vote, and once you vote, then you go on the floor, you go and talk to those people and say, listen, we're giving you this chance. This is your last chance. We want action on reparations. If we don't get action on reparations, you will not get our vote again. Never get our vote again. I'm telling you, you got to use your vote. This is the only power you have right now. If you sit it out, you have no power. Because if Trump is in, you're dead. You're dead in the water before you start. All I'm saying, because Trump is never going to leave. Trump's got enough power behind him, Supreme Court and everywhere else. He will never leave. So I'm telling you, you must vote. You must vote your own interest, and your own interest is to get a seat around the table. And once you get a seat around the table, you got to work it. Work, a faith without work is dead. Work it. I would be happy to join your coalition. I would be happy to get a coalition of people together that are honest about this, because a lot of people just talking mess and they don't know what they're talking about. You must vote and get a seat around the table. That's your only hope. Otherwise, we just sit being mad at somebody when the other people got the power and they're going about their business. And you have no power because you didn't vote for the people that can at least give you a seat around the table. You vote and get a seat around the table, and you persist, and that's how you get your point out there. You march, you walk, you work, and you let these people know this is our last vote. But by sitting out, do they care about you now? You sat out. You didn't vote for them. So why should they care about you in 4 years? I'm telling you, let's have another 4 years. Because I just, if Trump gets in, I don't think there will be. Trump is not going to leave office. I'm telling you, vote for yourself. Don't worry about Biden. You're voting for yourself right now. When I say vote for yourself, you vote Democrat, and you make sure you have a coalition and you have a plan. That's when your plan will work, is when you have a seat around the table. If you don't have a seat around the table, you have no plan. All you're doing is sitting at home scratching your ass, but you have no plan. You have no power. You have no power, so what kind of plan can you have? If you got a seat around the table, and if enough of you guys are together, and you know what your goals are, what your projection is, then you can fight. But you cannot fight if you don't have a seat around the table. And Biden is the only one that will give you a seat around the table. And then when you get that seat around the table, you have a representative that will stand for you. And you need to look at whoever's running for Senate, whoever's running for Congress in the Democratic Party, you need to reach out to them. And you need to reach out to them and say, listen, in your community, the person is running in your community. If you got a coalition in each area, you need to say, okay, find out who your representatives are. Find out who's running for Congress in your area. Find out who's running for Senate in your area. And you sit down and you write to that person and say, listen, I will throw my vote for you so that you can get into Congress. But this is what we want from you. And if we don't get it, you'll not get our vote again. We're putting you in to work for us. That's where your strength comes in. You find the person that is running and want that Senate seat and want that Congress seat in your community. Each area has a community. Each area, all areas are not having Congress running right now. They may have a congressperson running or a Senate, but some of you do. And whoever has it, you put that person in. That's what they do. Put them in. Because the Biden is going to pad that Supreme Court. If he gets back in again, he's putting in more Supreme Court people. He's building that Supreme Court up. He hasn't done that before, but that's what they're looking at. They're looking at putting more people in on that Supreme Court to be judges in the Democratic Party. They're building it up. So the plan would be to do that.
All right. Sounds good. I appreciate the call.
Okay. Bye.
All right. It's a plan. That is a plan. That is, in fact, a plan. Now, the question is, how many people can we get to agree on that plan? And then upon agreeing, how many people can we get to act upon that plan? Anyone who's ever sold a product or has done sales knows that you don't get a lot of people who like your product. You don't get a lot of people, oh man, that's a great product. Oh, that's a great service, man. Absolutely, that's an amazing service. You'll even get friends and family who'll be like, yeah, man, I'll definitely buy it if you make it. I think that's a great idea. I definitely support you if you do it. And then sure enough, when it comes time to collect that check, right? Well, great. So it's only going to cost this and this if we sign on the dotted line. We get started today. Well, you see how my checking account works. Well, no, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great product. I think it's an awesome service. But I have to, double check. I have to, see if I have everything in order. I don't know if I can do it today. So you have to take into account those people and think, well, what does that leave us with? Because if people think that the LGBT fumbled their way, is this what people think? I'm just trying to understand ADOS and FBA. Do y'all think that the LGBT just went trans rights?
Is that what you think happened? Is that what y'all think happened? I'm just curious. Huh? Frederick says, as you said before, practice Spanish and Mandarin. All right. Wannabe Mystic says, realistically, guerrilla action and link up with hardcore allies and carve away. 2, mass boycotts for all essential businesses and be willing to go hungry. 3, every man for himself, passport. I hear you. Now, for all the talking heads, who is actually organizing a plan of attack? Because all I'm hearing from FBA and ADOS individuals is sit on couch. There's no follow-up after the couch. There's nothing. It's just, well, we gonna sit on the couch. So I'm trying to understand, how does couch get us to reparations? That's what I'm trying to understand. Everyone who's telling you to sit on the couch, and I don't know who these people are because I don't watch other YouTubers aside from myself. I don't watch other YouTubers, especially not in the political arena. Give 2 fucks. So, how does sitting on the couch get us reparation? That's what I want to know. I'm all ears because I'm hearing a lot of people who have plans, and some of them are good plans. Don't get me wrong, we got great plans. But now that you have a plan, now you need a CTA, a call to action. You need a way to enforce this plan. So all the Negroes who want to say sit on the couch, can someone ask them, how does that get us to see? Because it's starting to sound like South Park. That's what it's starting to sound like. It's sound like South Park.
I don't get it. You see, phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, phase 3, profit. Oh, I get it. No, you don't, fat ass.
That's what a lot of these people are, it sounds like. Or at least that's what I'm hearing from people who are calling in. Because they seem to be listening to the people who are telling them this, right? It seems like stage 1, sit out and don't vote. Stage 2, stage 3, reparations.
I don't get it. You see, phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2,
stage 2, silence.
phase 3, profit.
Stage 3, reparations. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just genuinely confused. I'm genuinely confused because in order to enact stage 1, you have to have some type of organization, right? In order to say black people don't vote, you have to get that message across to black people who are already registered to vote. That's what you have to understand. This is honestly business 101. If I'm selling a product, do I send this to people who not looking for this? No, that's a waste of my marketing dollars, right? That's a waste of my marketing dollars. So we want hot leads, as they say. You want hot leads. You want people who are looking for canisters or a thermal mug or something so that they're more inclined to click on your ad. But then you need a selling point. Our selling point is reparations. So what's the point of talking to a bunch of Negroes who don't vote anyway? So all the Negroes who aren't voting, we don't need to talk to them. We need to talk to the Negroes who are planning to vote, right? If that's the plan is to sit it out. And then the goal is so that Democrats hurt. Well, Democrats aren't going to hurt by a bunch of Negroes in California not voting, right? They're not going to hurt by a bunch of Negroes, I don't know, in wherever, not voting. You're probably looking at key states and key areas in those key states that Democrats are counting on votes. Now, what you also have to understand is that why do you think there's no pushback? I'm going to hit you again. Why do you think there's no pushback to these Negroes who say, don't vote? Do you honestly believe that, let's say, you get these Negroes, don't vote, couch 2024. Do you think that the DNC, right? The DNC, do you think that the DNC will allow these YouTubians to say what the fuck they're saying if they actually were having a negative impact on the election, on the outturn, on the turnout? Do you believe that? I'm just curious. Especially since now the president can do fuck all, anything that he wants and say it's an official act. And it's up to you to prove that it's not. Do you think that if these people who are saying don't vote, if they actually were having an impact on the DNC, on the election, do you think that there wouldn't be any pushback to their channels? Do you think that there wouldn't be any pushback to what they're saying? Huh? Do you think the DNC would just allow these people to just tank the fucking election for them? Is that what you think? Let's think about this logically. So, given the fact that the majority of black people are going to vote, and when I mean majority of black people, I mean the majority of black people who are already registered to vote. They're going to vote. All right? They're going to vote. So now what? Now what? So if you want to say, don't vote, you got to target those group of people who are going to vote, who are planning to vote, and you need to tell them why your vote, hey, don't do that. This is why. We have a better plan of attack. Now, in order to do that, you're going to need organization. The same organization that we would have needed, I don't know, to tell Democrats or the figureheads that, hey, we want reparations. So it all goes back to fucking organization. Organization. That's what it all goes back to. That's where, hey, Black Wall Street, and I'm sick and tired of hearing about Black Wall Street. That's where reparations. That's where building. Hey, we got to build. That's where uniting. Oh, black people, we got to unite. I've been hearing this since I've been a child, bro. So, all of this stems from organization, which then goes back to, well, who's going to organize? Because there's no leader of the FBA. They're just niggas who talk. Right? And any meeting that any person of FBA, and I'm not talking directly about Tariq Nasheed, I'm talking about anyone who brands himself as FBA. If you can organize a meeting or a rally for reparations, then surely you can organize a meeting as far as to organize how to get this message and get black people not to vote and withhold the vote, right? Hold it in some of the key states. Hold it in some of the battlegrounds. Now you tell me which one Democrats would not be able to listen to. You tell me Tariq Nasheed has a fucking meeting in, I don't know, Atlanta, Georgia. You know where, what's her name? What's that fat black Stacey Abrams? Where Stacey Abrams was fucking chucking and jiving to get them votes. You tell me he has a fucking reparations rally during in that key battleground. Do you think Democrats aren't going to pay attention? You tell me. Do you think Democrats aren't going to pay attention? Huh? You got to think. But you also have to understand, do people actually have plan of attacks, or are they just talking out of their ass?
Do they actually have a plan, or are they just telling you goofy Negroes just to do something? Hey, do this. Okay. That's not going to render any results. This is politics. This ain't fucking BET. This ain't fucking YouTube. This ain't Twitter Spaces. This ain't Fresh and Fit. This ain't fucking Rumble. This is politics. The way you make politicians hurt, you target their voting base. That's how that works. You want Democrats to listen to you? You target where the fuck they want those votes. You have a rally where the fuck they are, that it's a battleground, where it can go 50-50. Quickest way to do that, look at all the elections, last 2 elections. You can go last 2 elections. See where they were fighting for their lives. See where they were fighting for their lives and they lost. Look at the polls and see, well, what was the outcome here? And that's where the fuck you go and have your reparations rally. And not only do you have a rally there, tell me why these mofos didn't have any fucking boards with signatures. You go with a bill there. You go there with something so these Negroes can sign. Hey, go to this website right here, put your name down. We want to let them know that we ain't fucking around. Right? Go to Georgia. Go to one of the battleground states and have that rally. Have that meeting. Have that FBA event. Whatever it is that, you know, niggas holding today. I don't understand. I've never come across any fucking event that has gotten black people anywhere. I don't care what it is. So, that's how you do it. But all I'm hearing is a bunch of fucking Negroes just saying a bunch of fucking platitudes. That's all I'm hearing. Negroes, here's the thing. The problem is Negroes are very simple-minded, unfortunately. We have been conditioned that way when it comes to politics. I can't tell a Negro that, I don't know, that LeBron could beat Michael Jordan at his best. I can't tell a Negro that. Because these motherfuckers be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Michael Jordan had these fucking stats. He had this rebounds. He was a point guard. LeBron ain't gonna do this. LeBron, he's not good with his left hand. They will tell me to everything about how what I said was inaccurate and why I'm wrong. I'm just saying, get that same energy, that same passion for politics. That's the only way. That's the only way. That's the only way. I don't know what to tell you. But if you think that you just gonna fumble into the pussy, if you think you just gonna fumble into the kitty, that's not how that works, bro. Any real Negro will tell you that's not how that works. You're not going to consistently fumble into pussy. That's not gonna happen. Right? It's just not gonna happen. You wanna tell me you're gonna fumble into pussy, not being around pussy? You got some of these Negroes talking about, hey, don't even talk to them. Fuck Kamala, she's a tether. Fuck Joe Biden, so you're not even gonna talk to them? Fuck Sheila Jackson, I don't want her at any event. You're not gonna talk to a sitting representative? Now, you tell me, how do you fumble into pussy if you always around dick? How do you fumble into pussy if you always around dick? The two don't add up. That shit doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Okay? You're not gonna fumble into reparations if you're never around somebody who can advocate for reparations. It's not gonna happen. Darnell, you say, nope, we're not talking to Kamala. So what's the plan? That's all I wanna know. I just want Negroes to think on their own. That's all. Can you all do that for me? I don't even mind you disagreeing with me. I think that's great you disagree with me. Because now I get to see, okay, maybe what did I say was inaccurate? Darnell, call in, bro. Call in and tell me what's the plan or you're going to get banned. Because what we're not going to have is just goofy Negroes just talking in the chat and not saying anything. Nope, we're not talking to Kamala. Kamala's a tether. Okay, so now that we're not going to talk to Kamala, who's likely to be the president, who is definitely going to be visiting black media, black people to try and get kumbaya. Oh, look, I'm black woman and I'm going to be the first black woman. If you don't believe that Kamala Harris would not say that she's going to be the first black female president, you're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. So imagine her getting voted into office as the first black female president, and you want to say she's a tether. Do you think anybody gives a fuck? Do you think there's going to be an asterisk next to her name? Asterisk tether. Is that what you think? Huh? It's the same shit. Niggas is arguing about fucking hip hop, the origins of rap and R&B. Nigga, you are not in a position to be arguing about who created hip hop. FBA don't owe you any of you answers, and this is what I'm talking about. Sir, you're not FBA, you're just a dumbass. You're not FBA, you're just a dumbass. We don't share the same lineage, Darnell. Because my black ancestors were organizing, okay? That's how we got a Frederick Douglass, who called them fucking crackers out, talking about, you gonna have me talk about fucking freedom, and my people are in chains. What type of hypocritical shit is that? My ancestors were building the Underground Railroad. They had a plan for that. Had code signals, songs, beats to communicate. I don't know who your ancestors are, Darnell. Your ancestors may be the fucking slave masters. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you have a lineage of evil. Okay? You have a lineage of evil. I don't have that. You have a lineage of evil. My ancestors were planning and strategizing how to fucking beat them fucking assholes. That's how that was going down. They weren't praying to God. They were saying, please God, give me a fucking knife so I can slash this motherfucking head to toe. That's what they were doing. They weren't going, well, I don't know, it's going to happen one way or I don't know, it's going to happen. So you can take your lineage of evil, Darnell, and get the fuck out of here and stop claiming FBA. That's what you can stop doing. Stop bastardizing the lineage. Whether it's FBA Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, African descendants of slavery, I don't care what it is. Stop bastardizing the lineage with your stupid shit. You want to discuss game plans online? Sir, you want to tell me there's not Twitter spaces constantly talking about shit and everything? You want to tell me there's aren't YouTube videos of black people sit out? Get your clown ass out of here, Negro. This is a white person. We all know a white person when we see one. Not that I have anything to, against white people at all. I love white people. I love everybody. This is a white dude. This is I was like, something's not right here. This is a white person. This is one of them fucking incel trolls, bruh. This is one of them incel trolls. That's what they do. They always be coming over here and trying to start shit. Get your fucking saltine cracker ass out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Always trying to come over here and start shit. That's also what you have to understand. Is that a lot of the shit you see online, that shit ain't real. That's AI. That is AI in many cases leading y'all astray that are trying to just start fucking arguments. That shit is real. And if you don't think you're going to be facing that, come into November, you're out of your mind. What you have to understand, there are bad actors. There are bad actors who want to cause chaos. They don't talk plans or solution. They just want chaos. That Negro Darnell wanted chaos. What's the plan? Well, I'm not going to talk about the plan. Oh, okay, got you. They just want chaos. They want Negroes to have their thumb up their butts while they fucking get victory. They want you to sit it out while they organize. Do you see Ilhan Omar telling her people to sit out? Do you see Ilhan Omar telling her people, hey, sit this one out because Democrats are fucking up? They sitting around at a table talking about if you don't vote for her, then you are fucking confused. She talks very proud of her Somali lineage. I got nothing against that. What person in Congress is talking about FBA or ADOS? What person in Congress is talking about FBA or ADOS? Huh? Who do we have repping us? Who do you have representing you? That's what you got to know. What person in Congress talking about, well, FBA, I'm foundational to this country. My people are foundational to this country. ADOS, African descendants of slavery, all right? Chattel slavery. Who do you have? Huh? But these niggas want to talk about, well, we got to be secretive. You niggas have been the loudest motherfuckers on the planet. Now, all of a sudden, when it comes to strategizing, you want to be secretive. They've been some of the loudest motherfuckers on the fucking face of the planet. They've become the fucking vegans of politics. They have become the vegans of politics, bro. You could have a stall, bro. You know how they have the bathrooms? The stalls? You could have a stall, bro. All these stalls. Right? You in there minding your business, using the bathroom. Using the bathroom. This motherfucker will come all the way across the room, right? To come right next to you and say, hey, I'm FBA. Nigga, what? I'm FBA, nigga. Just want to let you know. I'm FBA. Nigga, you have, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, absolutely.
334, you're on the line.
Yeah, fuck you, nigger.
Well, there we go with that. Well, that's what we're going to be voting into office, just so we're clear. That's what we're going to be voting into office, just so we're clear. I'm FBA. I'm ADOS. Listen. You need to have a plan of attack. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the video. That's the whole point of the stream.
803, you're on the line.
Hey, call him back again. Plan, right? All right. So there were a total of 12 battleground states.
What do you mean? Who is this?
Election. This is FBA. My name is Matt. So I'm going through what you're saying is the plan of attack, right? You said a lot of people.
Wait, were you the one that was talking about corporations?
Yeah, I was saying that, there's, I don't think that there's a plan forward currently.
Not only
for
you say some stupid shit in the chat, but you trying to say, oh, you grifting and everything, Tariq's grifting and everything. I'm not going to
I didn't say anything about grifting. I didn't say anything about grifting.
I'm not going to engage with you. I appreciate your...
No, I didn't say anything.
I appreciate it, bro. I'm not going to engage with you. I'm not going to engage with the chaos agents. I appreciate it, though. Not going to engage with the chaos agents. You got banned in the chat, and now you want to call in because I forgot to ban your number last time. But what we need to understand, that's a white guy. No. Bro, what is this fucking... Fucking close the windows, bro. Close the windows. Anyways, what I'm telling you is that what we have right now is a whole lot of pride, right? And that's good. That's what I see from FBA. I'm glad people adopt FBA and everything, right? Niggas love saying FBA. It makes their teeth white. And we have a lot of people saying, I'm ADOS. We're fucking ADOS. We have people saying, well, I'm freedmen. Lucas, we're freedmen. We have to go by what we were called legally. Freedmen. Okay, absolutely. I don't give a fuck what you call yourselves. I don't care. All right? I don't care.
We have all this pride, but it's not getting us anywhere. Do you understand? That's the issue that I'm seeing. A lot of Negroes have a whole bunch of pride, but not getting anywhere. And then when these Africans say, you niggas got all this pride and got nothing to show for it, then we want to get upset. Well, they're right, though. They're right, though. We got all this pride about the culture, right? About the music, about what we've accomplished. But the problem is we got nothing to fucking show for it. So when these Africans come over here, and I'm not saying all Africans, okay? I'm not saying that at all. Because there's many who are like, yo, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm not online. I don't know what a tether is. Doesn't mean anything to me. But what you have to understand, these mofos coming over here to get a W at any means necessary. If it means shitting on you, then so be it. They will shit on you all day, every day. Fuck that Negro. He ain't like us. You have to understand that. He ain't like us. I have culture from my homeland. I have certain rituals that I practice. I have a language. Fuck you, you ain't like us. They're now in positions of power. They're now in positions of power. And one thing you have to understand, that when it comes to FBA, Black American, ADOS, freedmen, and when it comes to an African immigrant that may have been, propagandized in their country, that they're going to be more in line with who? With you or with the white person that cuts their check? They're trying to assimilate to get a bigger pay raise. We're trying to restructure. That's what we're trying to do, honestly. We're trying to restructure. So if you want to make enemies out of everyone who's coming here, you can. I wouldn't advise it, though. I wouldn't advise it. And what I mean by making enemies, you can't make an enemy out of an enemy. So please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. You can't turn an enemy into an enemy. If a motherfucker is coming over here to say, fuck you, then they already come over here with that mindset. But you have to understand that there are people here that may not adopt that mindset, that you can absolutely turn against you. And if you think Black Americans, FBA, ADOS, whatever, if you think we can just fucking white knuckle this without any organization, without any allyship, I'm all ears, bro. I really am. I'm truly all ears. I'm truly all ears. Because everyone that has been talking about don't vote, don't do this, they have no plan of attack. They don't want to take responsibility. They will deflect any type of responsibility or blame, and you will be left in a worse predicament than you started out with. That's what I've realized. That we will be left in a worse predicament than we started out with. It's not the same for white people. White people will shove their fucking foot up of Marjorie Taylor Greene's ass if they don't like what she says. White people will shove their foot up Max Gaetz's ass if he doesn't defend them. White people will shove their fucking foot up Sean Hannity's ass if he's not on code. White people will shove their fucking foot up Tucker Carlson's ass if he's not on code. The problem is, we're not shoving our foot up anybody's ass. As a matter of fact, we're retreating. How the fuck do you retreat from a war and expect to win? That's what I'm not understanding. How do you retreat from a war and expect to win? If these mofos aren't doing right by us, how do you win by not telling them this? How do you win by not expressing your grief and pain to them every chance you get? That's all I'm saying. Because when white people, when they get arrested and they want to talk about January 6th, you best believe they showing up at CPAC. How many of these Negroes who talking about I'm not voting, how many of them showed up at the DNC? How many showed up at the DNC protesting? White people will definitely go up on stage and call you out. They'll show up at TPUSA. They 100% will. So you have to understand, I get the whole making them suffer. I agree. But you have to know how to make them suffer. You sitting at home ain't really making them suffer. It's not. It's very passive. That's what you have to understand. It's the most passive thing you can do. It's like passive aggressiveness. That's like what a woman would do. She giving you the silent treatment. I'm sorry, baby. What's wrong? Can you talk to me? Okay. In many cases, shit, that's a blessing. In many cases, her giving you the silent treatment can be a blessing. Because it's like, finally, peace. Silence. So you have to understand that you have got to make them feel the pain. The way to make them feel the pain is to undermine them and to let them know that you're undermining them. That's what you have to understand. You not getting out and vote. Well, if you don't have anyone communicating why you're not voting, then they're like, well, we don't know why. We think they're going to spin the narrative. That's what you have to understand. If you don't give them a reason, if they don't have a reason, right? Guess what they're going to do? They're going to create one. If they don't have a narrative for why they lost, they're going to create one. That's what they're going to do. By you not voting and not telling them why you're not voting, you're allowing them to create a fucking narrative. And what that narrative is going to be is that, hey, Biden really wasn't appealing. Biden was feeble and weak, and people didn't want to vote for that. If Kamala doesn't win, Kamala, she couldn't get, she wasn't likable. Republicans were lambasting her. They ran attack ads, and we just needed to go harder. It was too late, right? It was too late in the campaign. It was too late in the campaign for her to gain traction. If Biden had, dropped out earlier, that's what you're allowing them to do. You're allowing them to create their fucking narrative, to blow smoke up their own ass. That's what you're allowing them to do. But if you were out at Georgia with a reparations rally, if you were at some of these battleground states with a reparations rally, we'll say leading up to the election, best believe they'll be like, what the fuck are they doing? What the fuck are they doing talking about don't vote? Oh, best believe you'll get a response. Best believe it. They'll have no choice but to respond to you. They'll have no choice but to respond to you. God forbid, you want to tell me that if Kamala Harris, let's say Kamala Harris is up to leading into the next month into the election, right? Leading into November, she's up to. Or God forbid, let's say she's up +4 in the polls, bro, over Trump. You want to tell me that Negroes who have a reparations rally talking about, hey, don't vote in a key battleground, you want to tell me that's not going to get the attention of Democrats? Get the fuck out of here. Of course it will. Of course it will. So how do you think as far as you not voting impacting them? It doesn't. Because you're not even organized to even make them feel the pain. You're just not. You're not even organized in a way for people to be like, oh shit, there seems to be a lot of people who aren't going to vote. So I just want people to understand, if you don't have a plan, then you're not going to get results. If you don't have a plan, then you're not going to get results. And not voting is not a plan. There has to be a follow-up. There has to be contingency plans upon not voting. That's what you have to understand. And if there's not a significant amount of people, then it doesn't fucking matter if you have contingency plans upon contingency plans. If you don't have enough people to go to fucking war, then you don't have a war. You have a slaughter. That's what you have. If you don't have enough people to go to war, you don't have a fucking war, son. You don't have a fucking war. It's as simple as that. So, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. 13% of the population, I don't give a fuck about any 13% of the population, bro. What? That has nothing to do with anything. We are talking about politics. We are talking about percentages. We are talking about votes. Do you think all 13% of the population vote? No, nigga. So why are you bringing up fucking stupid ass statistics that have nothing to do with anything? You have to deal with the people who vote. Not only the people who vote, but the people who are registered to vote. Because what you have to understand, what people who have been, what do they call them? I forgot what they call them. But it's kind of like in business, where you have your devout customers. I forgot all the jargon of how they calculate how much they can extract out of you, right? How long this customer, like the turnover for customers and I forgot what it's called. But they have the same thing in politics. They have a certain group that they know is going to vote. Hey, this area, we're good for this area. We're absolutely fucking solid for this area. Don't worry about it. We're going to get out and get these people out and have them vote. 100%. 100%. Then you have to look into people who are independent. People who's like, I don't know. I have to think about it. And then you have to look into, well, people who aren't registered to vote, right? Maybe it's their first time to vote. They have groups for every category. They have people knocking on doors, making phone calls, doing ads. They got boots on the ground. So the same thing has to happen here. If we can get all those Negroes over a reparations rally, right? Reparations rally 2024, then I think we can get people, wait, what was this? Then I think we can get people to come out.
So November.
Phillips, I don't know. I wish him the best with his white Latina. There's nothing on the reparations rally? Nobody has anything on the reparations rally? So nobody even documented the reparations rally. Is that what you're telling me? Okay, there we go. We got one dude. Okay, that's great. So if all you Negroes can shake hands and kiss babies and oh yeah, everything, right? So if y'all can come out for this, then surely we can come out in certain key states and key areas and be like, don't vote, have a reparations rally there, right? Y'all niggas came out to do not a goddamn thing. What y'all did is exactly what Democrats did. Not a fucking thing. Not a fucking thing. What was achieved via this? Not a fucking thing. What legislation was passed? What congressperson was there? Not a fucking thing. Not a goddamn thing. Now, I get it. It's nice to be around like-minded folks to bring the spirits up. Yeah, reparation, let's go. Woo-woo, yeah. I get that, right? It's always nice to be around like-minded people because it reinforces the fight. It reinforces the fight in people. It re-energizes people. That's great to re-energize people. We just have got to do this in certain key battleground states. We've got to do this in certain key battleground areas. All these Negroes up with signs. Where are these signs for? Who the fuck is reading these signs? Huh? Who's reading these signs? I don't know who's reading these signs. Right? They not like us. That's great, right? That's awesome. That's awesome. You want to know what it'd be even better? This in Congress, right? This outside the White House. This in a key battleground state. This in an area where Democrats are trying to gain votes. But everyone looks at this like we're fucking jokes. Do you not get that? They're looking at us like we're fucking clowns. Because you have to understand, they're like, what are these niggas doing? Reparations? Okay, yeah, have fun. This isn't changing the tide. It's not changing anything. It's great to get out and, you know, hoorah, but hoorah doesn't change anything. Hoorah doesn't get action. If we had gotten names and numbers of these people and built up charters, you want to tell me Tariq couldn't build up charters in certain areas? FBA charter here, FBA charter there. They did it with fucking Black Lives Matter. If you want to tell me 3 fucking lesbian black women can do it, you want to tell me niggas can't? We have the same Negroes who are here. Rizza Islam, this nigga's constantly talking. Constantly talking. Rizza Islam, Tariq, and whoever showed up. You want to tell me they couldn't set up charters at certain key battlegrounds? FBA charter. Hey, we're getting people registered to vote. This is the candidate. If you can organize this fucking schlop, or whatever the fuck this is, right? You got niggas buying the shirts. Right? She bought the shirt. So you want to tell me that's impossible for us to organize? Get the fuck out of here. Miss me with this. You already have it right here. You already have it right here, bruh. You already have it right here. Mofos are literally standing around listening to people talk. Not doing anything. Not moving the goalposts, nothing. Just fucking saying we want reparations and black people built the country. That's what you have to understand. ADOS org has chapters. What are the chapters doing? I have yet to see any ADOS chapter here in LA. Are they having events? Am I missing something? Then maybe they team up with a fucking Tariq and fucking unite. And make shit happen. You got people out there with their babies, bro. People out there with their babies. They sitting down. I'm just saying, like, cut the check. Nobody's cutting a goddamn thing, bruh. Nobody's cutting a damn thing. Cut the check. That sounds good. But everybody knows, especially white people, especially white Republicans and white liberals, why do you think white liberals don't give a fuck? Why do you think white liberals don't care about your little FBA or ADOS meetings or whatever? Because y'all ain't doing anything. You're not being effective. You want to know who gets attacked? People who are effective. You want to know who gets killed? People who are being effective. You want to know what organizations try to get crippled and have bad actors? People who are being effective. We're not being effective. That's why nobody cares. We're not being effective. And what you have to understand is that it's going to be what these old niggas say, a trick bag. A fucking trick bag. What you are setting yourself up for is a fucking trick bag. That's what you have to understand. These reparations out here in California, a trick bag. They're not cutting no motherfucking check. They're not doing that. They're not going to be any cash payments. So you have to understand, God forbid they actually do say reparations and then they do some bullshit. Then that's the end of that conversation. Once they say we gave you niggas reparations, stop complaining. That's what you don't want them to do. You don't want them to create the narrative. Because that's exactly what the fuck they will do. I'm telling you, that's exactly what they will do. They will give you $5 and a fucking black and mild and say they're your reparations. That's exactly what the fuck they will do. So if you allow them to control as far as reparations, if you don't have anyone in office like this, she's for Somalian people. That's who she's for. If we're not having meetings like this, we don't have anything. If we're not having meetings like this, we don't fucking have anything. If you're not having meetings with a representative who's ready to rep FBA or ADOS, you don't have anything. You don't have any representation. You just got a bunch of fucking random Negroes talking about cut the check and shit. There has got to be some fucking leadership and organization. There has to be. If Tariq doesn't want to lead and he's too scared to lead, then he has got to assign a puppet leader. Someone that can do his bidding and organize this shit. There is no reason for anybody to be here. Tariq made it clear he's not a group, aka he doesn't want the responsibility of leading the group, whereas ADOS, NAASD actually are a group. ADOS org actually does organize. Well, listen, I don't see people repping ADOS the same way that they're repping FBA. I don't know if ADOS has the same turnout that FBA does. I don't know. I've yet to come across an ADOS meeting, and I follow Yvette Carnell. I have yet to see her post anything about, hey, something going on in LA, or, you know, there's a meeting happening here. I don't know. But this is wasted potential, bruh. This is wasted potential. Someone has got to take the reins, or else we're just fucking doing nothing. We're just shouting at the rooftops. They were at what are you saying? They were at a White House event advising policy? I'm unaware of that. When did this happen? I hadn't seen anyone post this. When did this happen? When did this happen? Actually, as a matter of fact, who's heard of NAASD? I'm all ears. I'm curious. Who has heard of NAASD? I've never heard of them. For those who don't know, it's a National Association of Americans who are descendants of slavery. I've never heard of them. So we're getting the vast majority who are saying they've never heard of them. I've never heard of them either. So if we don't know about you, we can't support you. There are a lot of things going on. People are meeting with Trump. You have to be grassroots to hear of these things. I don't know anybody who's meeting with Trump. They're an offshoot of ADOS. You need to promote them. I've never heard of them. Name me a member. I don't know who the fuck they are, what they stand for. I don't know what's going on. As do most of the majority of people here. I've never heard of them. Like, I don't understand. They're not on Twitter. Oh, they are on Twitter. They have no following, bro. God dang, are you serious? You're gonna make us sign in? I don't understand. Have they reached out to anybody? Nobody even knows who the fuck they are. Am I missing something? They're having meetings
Benicia Perry, private event director. What? Black Civics Collective? Has anyone heard of this? That post has 7 likes. That's all it has. 7 likes. What? I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't. Yes, the National Association, what is it, of Americans, slavery descendants. Listen, nobody can help you if we don't even know you fucking exist. Do people understand this? Like, I've never heard of them. I've never seen them at any rally. I don't even see them on YouTube, bro. They're not even on YouTube. Okay, we got 1 year ago, him. They have a YouTube channel. Here it is. They got 1 video. This is the president. This is the political organizing chair, communications chair. What?
Alrighty. It looks like,
their rights. And, we as Black Americans, we have our own set of civics, especially with relations to the status of American freedmen. And, this is a little known thing that, most Black Americans, most Americans in general do not know about. So we're here to educate, the American populace, especially our Black American brothers and sisters, about civics, in particular Black civics.
and the other part of the whole civics thing is, right, you want to be in community. You want to take on the privileges of citizenship and make citizenship count, engaging in community and doing and participating, right, in society. And so one of the things that we always want to do or be doing is helping people to advocate where they are. So, Gerard, and I've talked about this, but I want you to share with the people.
What meeting were they with politicians? Who cares about their view count? Listen, hold up. Listen, let me tell you something. That's great. They're in meetings with politicians, but you have to understand, being in a meeting with politicians, I don't know what that meeting entails or how they got that meeting. But the reason why politicians take meetings with people is because they know they represent a larger group, right? That's the reason why. So it may be 3 people, but they'll be like, oh, these 3 people, represent a bigger population. They are just the representatives for that group. What meeting do they have in the White House?
When you become a citizen of the United States, right, you immigrate, you take a test, they actually tell you that there's a whole laundry list of things that you could be doing to be a good citizen. And what we hear often in our community, all you got to do is vote. Like, you vote and then you go sit down and there's nothing else to do. But there's work to do, right, Gerard?
Mm-hmm. Right. There's plenty of work and things you could do. There's plenty of volunteer opportunities that you could pursue in your own community clubs, block clubs. You can be a part of your own block club in your own street to affect change. So it's as big as it's as small as doing things like that, or as big as voting for the president of the United States.
And in terms of civic groups, we know some of the old school groups, NAACP, obviously, I think they were formed in 1908. They were formed after my great-grandmother was born. But we know about the legacy orgs, obviously the National Assembly of American Slavery Descendants. Folks can run for office. We know in this reparations space, we saw different people running on reparations campaigns, and we want to make sure that people know how to do that. If you came to our I think it was in Atlanta. I think that was 2022. If you came to our inaugural conference in 2022 in Atlanta, we brought Christopher Smith out to tell folks how they could run for office. Right now, we have a Coalition for a Just and Equitable California, having finished with the AB 3121 task force. If you follow their timeline, they're saying, call your senator, call your representative, tell them that we want this legislation. All of these things are part of being civically engaged. And I know, Gerard, with you in Cleveland has a history with Black newspapers. We don't often think about engaging newspapers as a way to be civically engaged, but op-eds, which are opinion educational pieces, it's there for anyone in your local, for your local newspaper, big and small. Talk to the folks a little bit about Cleveland's history with like Black newspapers and how today that still matters.
Well, Cleveland's history with
I don't understand. I've never heard of them before in my life.
We also follow us on LinkedIn because we talk about our goings.
They need a marketing manager, bro. They need a social media manager. They need a social media manager because the people can't back them if they've never fucking heard of them.
And we are at NAASD.org, including on YouTube. This first broadcast will not be on YouTube, but we will, once it's finalized, we'll go ahead and we'll post it over to our YouTube channel, which should be live a little later this week.
They out here in Santa Monica? What? Congratulations, Kavon Ward, and to the Silas White family for a unanimous vote from Santa Monica City to begin restitution for the taking of the Ebony Beach Club. Bro, what? How? I don't understand. I've never heard of these people. They have so many educated people in the group and organize. Yeah, you can promote them, but they need to promote themselves.
Stay engaged with us so you can see the graphics.
They got one video on fucking YouTube that was done 5 months ago. They got, 1,000 followers on Instagram. I mean, on Twitter. I just, what?
Different stories, some things you may be familiar with, some things you may not be familiar with, but if you follow us, you'll definitely learn a thing or two. So, all right.
When you go to the polls to vote, or if you decide that you want to abstain and not vote, so just make sure you're informed.
You said it. We're gonna stay informed. We're gonna keep you informed so you can make an informed decision of what you do with your vote and how to be civically engaged. And that's perfectly said. And with that, McAdoo, you gonna read the other bio?
Yes, I will. So the other guest that we have happens to also be one of the
love and frustration. So yeah, it started in the Discord chat group, and here we are, almost 5 years to the date. To be honest, 5 years. We've been doing it. It doesn't seem like we don't do this work. Nobody's going to do this work. So those that are in the reparation space, keep doing what you're doing. No matter what organization you're a part of, just stay in the fight, and hopefully we can all sit down amongst brethren eventually and hash out all these little innuendos that kind of keep us separated. So I'll leave that one. That's where I'm at on this.
So I'll hop in here. I think, considering the fact that we are a fledgling organization, for us to have really done the level of work, and in terms of work, I mean, including the leaders that have come out of this organization, there have really been some rock stars that have come out of the organization, whether they are still here or not. For me, that's a high. Being able to be in the room with people trying to figure reparations out, and to be able to say, unlike my grandmother, who really, she was born in, it's debatable, 1905 or 1906, but she was born in the early 1900s. She lived until 2012, and she carried.
Okay. Lift this up. Kwame Ture.
With her some shame, right? Some shame of that slave experience, the shame.
Oh, what about Kwame Ture? About organization? This was 1981, bro. Niggas can't organize since 1981? Are we serious? This is what I'm talking about. Mofos have been talking about this since...
Becoming conscious is linked to mobilization and organization, something we mentioned last year. We must make clear distinctions between mobilizers and organizers. To be an organizer, you must be a mobilizer. But being a mobilizer doesn't make you an organizer. Much confusion is to be found here. Malcolm X was a great mobilizer. He was a great organizer. Martin Luther King was a great mobilizer. He was not a great organizer. These facts can be easily seen from King and Malcolm. When Malcolm went to a place, he left a mosque. When King went to demonstrations, he broke down desegregation and he moved on. As a matter of fact, King was not concerned with organization to the point that even though he was the most popular Baptist preacher in America, without the shadow of a doubt, and probably beyond the shadow of a doubt the most loved, he could not become president of the National Baptist Convention. Yeah, so many of them. The National Baptist Convention. As a matter of fact, if my memory serves me correctly now, and I remember it was Muhammad Speaks that carried the article on the front page in 1964, when King tried to become president of the National Baptist Convention. There was so much confusion there that a minister was actually pushed off the stage and died in the struggle. Yeah. And of course, King lost. The man who won was a reactionary man by the name of Jackson. He never did nothing for the people, never cared about the people, just was a pork chop minister who used their money to put gas in his big Cadillac. But he was organized. We say that we must come to know the difference between mobilization and organization because the enemy will use mobilization to demobilize us. Mobilization is very easy. Very, very easy. Because since we're people who are instinctively ready to respond against acts of injustice, anytime there's one little act of injustice, we can blow it up and we'll find people who come and make some mass demonstration around it. Miss Sally lost her job. Let's rally. She'll get her job back. People will come and rally. So-and-so got kicked out of school because the teacher's unjust. The people will come and rally. They will come to rally at issues. And this is what mobilization does. It mobilizes people around issues. Those of us who are revolutionary are not concerned with issues. We're concerned with the system. The difference must be properly understood.
Issues versus the system.
Mobilization usually leads for reform action, not to revolutionary action. If we would look scientifically at the October 16 million and more march, we would see clearly that this was a mobilized event, not an organized event. We must know clearly the difference between mobilization and organization. One of the characteristics of mobilization is that it is temporary. Organization.
So Tariq's a good mobilizer, not a good organizer. But a good organizer is a good mobilizer. Do we have any good organizers? Do we have any good organizers? Anyone know any good organizers? How did 3 black gay women do it?
NAS, ADOS. Are they organizers? Because they don't, but a good organizer is a good mobilizer. I've never seen a fucking, an ADOS event, bro. I've never seen one. I could be wrong, but I've never even heard of one. I've never even heard of one. Gun to my head, I couldn't tell you the last ADOS event, bro. I can tell you the last reparations rally. They're meeting and advising politics at local levels. Listen, in order to be an organizer, you have to be able to organize and mobilize the people. You just meeting with people is not the same of saying, hey, I got people behind me that if you don't follow through with this meeting, nothing's gonna happen. Or there will be hell to pay. The YouTube page has many videos. Yeah, but how many views does it have? That's what you're failing to understand. People can't rally around. People are losing hope because they don't know of anyone who's doing anything. And clearly they're not, as far as successful, because we wouldn't be in this situation as is if they were successful. I don't know. I don't see any YouTube page called Leap. I don't see any YouTube page called Leap.
Is permanent and eternal. Clear differences must be made because the unconscious can usually be captured easily around one-issue items, around mobilization items, but it's hard to catch them around organization. But these unconscious must be brought to organization. We must transform mobilization to organization. We say the enemy will come and use mobilization.
That's why I was just talking about the rally.
To demobilize us. Many brothers and sisters who've been to the Million and More March will say to you, I was there. Well, what are you doing today, my sister? I was there. There weren't too many sisters out there, but you know, with 1 million brothers together, you know where I had to be. I was there. Yes. And then, of course, you find brothers, yeah, I was there. I helped you. What are you doing today, brother? If we're not careful, we allow mobilization to become events. The struggle is never an event. It's a...
Bruh. We allow mobilization to become events. That's crazy. Literally the reparations rally. That's fucking crazy.
Process, a continual, eternal process.
That's crazy. No, NASD reparations on Fox News. That's crazy. That's literally leads to the couch argument. Facts. Bro, where is NASD on Fox News? Where did this happen? I don't see it anywhere. NASD on Fox Business. Here we go.
Evanston, Illinois.
Found it. Leap. This was a year ago. It's Politics in Black. Got you. Politics in Black. So they've been at this for 4 years. What do you mean new? They've been at this for 4 years. Their first video was 4 years ago. Lucas, new AA NCP is nearly 100 years old.
Naz is like 5 years old. Why not just take over the NAACP? I don't understand. Because we're at a limited time. I don't think, here's what I understand. When people say, let's build something new and everything. No, shit is already there. Fucking take it over. Right? This shit is already there. Look at Trump. Did Trump run as an independent? Could he have? Yes. What did he run as? He ran as a Republican. What do we now have? He took it over and made it MAGA. Why? Because he knew there was already a vehicle available to him. Why are we, I don't understand, when it comes to BA, ADOS, FBA, there are already vehicles there for us to take over. Whether it's the NAACP, shit, that's what we should take over. There's tons of them. Shit, we can take over BLM if we want. Why try and reinvent the wheel? I know in 5 years that's new, but you're not gonna get any ground in 5 years. We don't have fucking 5 years. What are you talking about? Our fucking voting power is on the decline. They don't focus on Black American issues, and the NAACP recently used their political capital to support Gaza. It would be much harder to take them over. Why? Who the fuck doesn't support Gaza? Am I missing something? What's going on there? The hot button thing is to support Palestine. You can support Palestine and support Black people. What are you talking about? As a matter of fact, that would get you more donations. What? That would get you more donations. Well, we're actually trying to support the Palestinian people, and that's what a portion of our proceeds will be going towards, is sending food and water to the Palestinian, fresh water to the Palestinian people. No, it stops donations from the Jedi. Okay, then. So then figure it out. Be strategic about it. Be strategic about it. If you want money from the Jedi, then don't speak out on fucking Gaza. Or be diplomatic about it. I don't know what to tell you. That's literally politics. They care about POC, not Black people. Who is they, nigga? Who is they? Huh? Who is they? This is an organization for us. How the fuck are we gonna allow them to say they care about BIPOC or whatever? Nigga, it's our organization. That's the craziest shit I've heard. So we just gonna allow them to just do whatever the fuck they want to do with our organization? There's already a vehicle for us to take over. Why build another one? I don't understand. Why build another one? They constantly promote alphabet and non-Black people like Latinos. I don't give a fuck. That's the whole point of the takeover. Were Republicans representing as far as LGBT before Trump? Huh? Were Republicans representing bump stock bans before Trump? No. Infiltrate that bitch and take it over. I don't understand. I'm not saying it's easy, but fucking nothing's easy. Obviously, it's easy. I would argue that it's going to be a lot harder to become some type of political organization that has influence over a span of what, 20 years? You're looking at a decade. You're looking at 5 years, and they got 200 views in 2 months. That's not progress, bruh. That's not progress.
This isn't going anywhere. From what it seems, this is DOA. This is DOA. The fact that nobody knows who any of these people are is DOA. That makes it easier. That makes it easy for someone to just undermine them. Hey, they're agents. They're absolutely agents who are trying to take away from the FBA movement. Don't judge them on YouTube views. Yes, bro, you do have to judge them on that. You do. I don't know what to tell you. You do. You need a presence. That's what you need. You need a presence. They have got to attain a presence. So I'm just saying, if there's already organizations for us, allegedly, then why not we focus on getting our people in there and taking them over? As opposed to try to build something from the ground up. That's going to take time that we don't have. Kick those motherfuckers out, whoever's in the NAACP. See what you have to do by any means necessary and fucking take it over. And have it go back to colored people. That's what you should do. How the fuck you just going to abandon everything that they try to take over? Fuck that. So, I mean, I don't know. You can do a new organization, but sure, you have to understand that's like a new person trying to break into the game. Good luck. Good luck. It's going to be harder to create something new than it is to take something over that already exists. What do you think the Latinos did? Do you think they built their own government? No, they ran for office. And are now saying, fuck that guy, he's with the blacks. I'm just saying, do you think that that woman ran on, hey, I hate black people and fuck black people? Do you think that's what she ran on to get elected? No. So, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. Talk to black people like you would a stereotypical female. They arguing from feelings and not reality. I mean, do you think that she got here talking about, well, I'm gonna fuck black Americans, I'm a Somalian? Do you think that's how she got into office? Do you think how any of these people, we can do this on a local arena, bro. We can do this locally. And eventually build up for federal. But I'm just saying that we don't have the time. That's the problem. We don't have the fucking time. It'd be different if this was during the time of Powernomics, right? Wrote this in 1999 or whatever it was. It'd be different if we had that. We don't have that time. We don't have that luxury, unfortunately. That's what I'm telling people. We don't have that fucking luxury. So when people say sit on the couch, nigga. When they say that, we don't have time as is. We don't have time as is. Because once amnesty happens, I mean, here's the thing. Once amnesty happens, why would they look to black people? Once amnesty happens, why would they focus their attention on black people? Why? It doesn't make any sense. I would focus my attention on this new voter bloc. Because I know they'll just do what they did to Latinos, what they did to black people. They out with the old, they want the fresh and the new. Because now we're talking about a voter bloc that could potentially generate fucking votes and votes from years and years to come. Because many of y'all vote how your parents do, whether you know it or not, or whether you like to admit it or not. Many people vote as their parents do. So if you can get this new generation of migrants
to vote Democrat. Well, I know that they'll tell their little child to vote Democrat. And I know once their child becomes an adult, they'll tell their parents.
628, you're on the line.
Yeah, Lucas, I gotta disagree with what you're saying, man.
What is it that you're disagreeing with?
Well, first of all, understanding the NAACP and that worthless organization.
628, you're on the line.
So
you gotta turn off in the background, but go on.
That organization was created by them folks, for them folks, to be able to continue to do what they've always done, was to control and keep tabs on our folks. That's why, that passing dude named Walter White was made the director, the first director. And me, myself, I think he was one of them small caps, because on the same day, the ADO was created. And all these people have done for all these years, they want to talk about, oh, we was there with y'all at this, and we was there with y'all with that. All they was doing was keeping tabs. They were keeping tabs on our movement and behaviors because of the reality of the matter of the fact. They've always known who we are. All this bullshit voting and all that's not going to change anything for our people at all, because of the reality of the matter of the fact. And that's coming out day by day by day by day. And so y'all have to understand, presidents are not elected. They are selected in an area right outside of Santa Barbara, California, way before these shams ever take place. The deal is already done. Don't you see how the chessboard sets up and moves? If y'all not watching that and y'all think, oh, my power is at the ballot box. Bullshit.
So where do you think our power is?
It's an illusion. It's a game.
So a game means that there are rules to it and that you can learn the game. And
No. These fuckers have no rules to their games. When you try to hold them to the rules, they change the fucking goalposts. That's what you have to understand about the ruling class. Every time you try to hold them to their goddamn rules they state, they change the goal. They're like Lucy with that goddamn football.
So then what's the plan then?
What's the plan? Mm-hmm. To understand the truth.
What's the truth?
There is truth. Listen, the truth is being unveiled. That the people that are ruling this world, and if you understood deeper readings, then you would understand who the people are that are ruling the world at the end of this age.
Say we understand who's ruling the world. How do we get to what we want to get?
Okay, well, all you got to do is look at who's the top of all these various different institutions and monetary organizations, and look who has an effect on your life. You don't work for them. I mean, they don't work for you. You don't lend money to them. So let's not play games. You don't entertain them. Oh, well, maybe you might entertain them, but you ain't getting the money over the top from the public for that entertainment. They designate. they regulate, as they've always done. And you can see who they are through their imprints throughout history. If you know anything about history, they've always been there. They're always going to be there until this is done.
So how do we
And
win?
so, how you win?
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Yahweh said? Yahweh said, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, repent, then I will hear from my abode. Mercy on them. And then everything after that, that's spoken after that, will come forth. But, you know, you may not get that because my perception, since we're both Californians, you're from SoCal, I'm from up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I perceive that we grew up very different ways, especially, you know, since I could probably be your father's age. We have two very different realities. And then if we have two very different ethnic blends, then we're going to have two very different outlooks on life. And just because you were a former conservative, I don't hold that against you. My sister's a conservative. My husband is one. I don't know why, but anyway. You know, all these things come into play when we talk about us. So, you know, we're not just some, I'm lacking the words for what I wanted to say. But we're very, very, very diverse. And even with, I'm going to tell you how diverse we are in terms of our background. Everyone in the world started out melanated. And then amalgamations happen. But we still all come from three very distinct bloodlines. And then the nations from there. But just because we all have melanation doesn't mean that we're all from the same people, which means we're not all from the same kindred, tribe, and tongue. And so with that, we all have various different languages and customs and beliefs that even though we look the same, we're not the same people. And so, you know, I was looking at something tonight, and I was very much in disagreement with someone who may have the same skin tone as me. His position as a world leader and as it relates to his country. But I know from my heritage, in terms of what I'm looking at, that person doesn't come from the bloodline that I come from. So, you know, we have to be very careful with that, because the infiltration and the betrayal is deep. And a lot of folks don't really understand our history and how some of us ended up over here and what that was all about. And it's like, you really can't speak to a person that knows these things and think that you're coming from a place of authority or knowledge. So my whole thing is, like I said, I disagree we have to look at, you know, the traps that were set for us. This was one that was done in, what, 1907 or something like that? I can't remember. But the same day, the one organization, I can't remember, it was National something, but they changed their name and they became the ADL. And they were also the sponsors of the NAACP and founded that organization. So, and if you want to do a deeper dive, then you'd have to look at the South. And I'll just give you the whole tea on it. Just go ahead and go to NOI's website, NOI.org. Go there and grab the 3-volume series of The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. And that's going to give you the whole skinny and the tip. Going to give you more than the tip, that's for sure, if you read it. Man, ooh-wee. That's going to take you, if you're not prepared for that, and you don't understand that whole book that all you Protestants want to read, that book is the Hatfields and the McCoys. Starting from Genesis 3, then you get to the two nations that are in the belly. That's where that folklore, the Hatfields and the McCoys come from. And when you get to that point where the two nations are in the belly, that's an extrapolation from Genesis 3:3. Because that's two nations, that's two spiritual nations. So it goes deep, and it's like folks gonna get drowned if they don't really understand what's going on. But understand this. Y'all sitting here worried about damn elections. First of all, you may not even have an election because you may have martial law. And they already got another damn, thing ready for you to jump off for you so you can get that thing bang. And with the little locky lock. Yeah, they got that ready for you. Why do you think all these camps that they have in every state that was supposed to be a migrant kind of, transition type, why are they all empty? J.J. Carroll treason breaks that down. You want to know about the Darien Gap and all that. It's, y'all, $35 trillion. How do you come back from that? You don't. And we got to understand, if y'all really want to do something as Americans, but I don't think it's good.
We got to land the plane though.
I'm going to land the plane. There is no revolt. This thing is done. It's about to crash like I'm about to if I don't run out of gas. So I'm going to land my plane there. Thank you, Lucas. Hey, y'all don't be deceived. Your actions don't mean that there's going to be a reaction. And I'll land it there.
Fair enough. Appreciate the call. All right. Disconnect the call, please. Okay. Well, as I've shown you, yes, Hispanic registered voters do lean Democrat. Very much. And so do the illegal Democrat. Illegal native and foreign born lean Democrat. Unauthorized lean Democrat. So foreign born, hella lean Democrat. Legal permanent resident, Democrat. So when you guys say sit it out. What I really don't understand. What are y'all like, hey, we just gonna wait it out. You can't wait it out because we're not in a position to wait it out. Our political power has already been diluted enough to the point where y'all are complaining about illegals taking your job. The point in time you are now complaining, protesting in Chicago about illegals taking your job, it's game over, fam. So what I'm saying is that we got to think about this differently than as we did before. We have got to be proactive instead of passive. Yeah, that's a couch. Not a best couch, but y'all get it. There you go. My couch had dimples in it because it had plastic over it. So maybe your couch didn't have plastic over it. But that's what you have to understand. That people are saying sit it out. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So hey, you do whatever the person is that you trust. You do what they tell you. Okay, I don't know. All I'm hearing is a lot of people saying a bunch of stuff with no plan whatsoever. They think that doing nothing is a plan, and that somehow doing nothing is going to get people to persuade you or persuade them to give you what you want. I don't understand. I really don't understand. The reason why I don't understand because it doesn't make any coherent, logical sense. But nevertheless, that's it. I gotta get up early anyway. It's just painful seeing people say this shit, bro. It really is, because it makes no logical sense, and people all keep on repeating it, and they're just like, yeah. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Every once in a while, I'll read the comments of a video I do, and I shouldn't have read the comments on the Kamala video. But I did. I was just like, I was confused, because I was like, what? So you're saying don't talk to someone who has fucking power? Don't talk to Kamala Harris because she's a tether? What? If she's getting ready to be the president of the United States, we don't want to talk to her because she's a tether? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. If y'all think that she's gonna run on being Indian, how many of y'all think that Kamala Harris is gonna run on being the first Indian woman? How many of you do think that Kamala Harris, if she is elected, is gonna run on being the first Indian woman of the United States? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. They already tried talking to her. She said no. You tried talking to her when she was a VP. She not gonna do shit as VP. What are you talking about? Do you think Pence was like doing crazy shit? No. The whole point of the VP is that you get set up to be the president. But if she's gonna, as far as invoke FBA or ADOS, then why wouldn't you talk to her?
706, you on the line.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I was just calling real fast about that NAACP thing. I took some time and looked up some information about the NAACP. I find that it's a democratically run organization. It even has a constitution. And if you wanted to black people were going to take over the NAACP, it doesn't look like it would be very difficult to do. And the only reason why it isn't already is because it looks like African Americans just don't participate in the organization anymore. Like everybody on this stream, everybody needs to go out and become members of the NAACP right now.
because all the leaders in the NAACP are all elected by the members of the NAACP. So if the leadership's going sideways, it's because the members are electing sideways leaders in the NAACP. The president in the NAACP, the 64 board of directors in the NAACP, they're electing the wrong people. So, I mean, if you don't like how it's run, just become a member and change the organization by using the power of your vote as a member, or run yourself and become the director and become a director, one of the 64 directors, and get elected the president. I mean, they serve periodic, like 3-year terms. So they don't stay up there forever. And then the NAACP has tons of money, like just oogles of money at their disposal that they can use to influence candidates, to influence all sorts of elections, whatever you want to use that money to do. They have the money to do that way, and you can just get elected into power in that organization. You want to talk to candidates? I would like to think, I don't know, but I like to think that if you are the president of the NAACP and you want to talk to Kamala Harris, you're going to be on the top of her short list to speak to just because you're the head of that organization. Like, we can't just walk away from stuff because they did something we don't like in the 70s, and we just abandon an organization that has just democratically run. Like, just change it if you don't like it. If you don't like something, you can change it. You don't have to just sit there and accept it all the time. If you don't like something, you can fix it. It kind of feels like it's like a slave mentality where if something happens, I just got to take it. Oh, my soul boss. Oh, they whipping me again. There ain't nothing. Take the whip out of his hand. You're not a slave anymore. You can change it. You can fix it. You don't have to just accept things from people. Like you don't like what the Democratic, talk to the people. I mean, I watch my aunts just get a law passed called Izzy's Law here in Georgia because of what happened, an accident that happened with a swim instructor with my little cousin. Like, they called the representative, they got active, they called radio stations, they made sure, went on social media, hired a lawyer, hired attorneys, went out there, and they got a whole law passed in Congress. And these are just passed in Georgia State Assembly. And these are just my aunts. Like, this stuff isn't just impossible. Like, oh, we can't do nothing. Like, it's not like that. And the only reason why the situation is even hopeless at all is because of how collectively Black people think. They collectively kind of think like slaves still. Like, I don't know another thing to call it. So I could be wrong about all of this, but this is the way I see it. And that's all I have to say.
Fair enough, man. Appreciate the call. The NAACP never helped. Well, isn't that more reason to take it over? I don't understand, man. The people who have audiences ain't saying shit. And the people who don't, they're frustrated. This is fucking wild, man. Absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bro. Absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right, well, I have this week to get the animations done for the movement for the character. I thought I had a design ready and good to go, but that fell apart. It's so crazy, bruh. It's so crazy. I've never in my life had someone that I pay for a commission tell me I'm not gonna make the changes that you requested. I've never in my life had that happen in my fucking life. Usually they'll be like, hey, it'll cost a little extra because it's taking longer, than what we agreed upon. Or, hey, you have this amount of revisions to the design. I've never had someone say, nah, I like the design. I've never had that. That's like me as an animator being paid to do a job. And then the person saying, hey, can you make them jump? And I'm saying, nah, I like them walking like that. I kid you not, bro. I got nothing against you, TJ. I know you in the Discord and the Spider Combat Discord. I got nothing against you, but that is crazy, crazy unprofessional. Crazy unprofessional. I told you multiple times I'll compensate you for the additional time. Multiple times. I know I've told you at least twice. So for you to turn around and say, nah, all due respect, I like this design. I'm really proud of it. Nigga, I'm the one who's paying you. I don't give a fuck if you like the goddamn design. It's my fucking design. How the fuck are you gonna tell me you are happy about the design? Fuck you and your design. What are you talking about? Anyways, but. So what I'm gonna do, either I'm gonna have to take time out of my day to redesign it and to fix what I don't like about the design, or I'm just gonna hire someone else. And it's fucking crazy, because this nigga dropped the bag. You have to understand, he dropped the bag, because you have to understand, I need more than one design. That's what I like. Are you niggas dumb? I don't think, are you niggas dumb? This nigga hits me up like, well, what's the budget? Nigga, what do you mean, what's the budget? Now you ask me about the budget because I'm asking you to change it? You niggas, like, some of y'all are really fucking dumb. Y'all will never work in a professional environment because that's not how professional environment works. I know. I would never in my fucking life tell my animation director, nah, I like the hop in the walk he has. I'm gonna keep it, all due respect, because I would be fired. It's just fucking crazy. It's crazy to me. Because I'm like, yo, I need at least 3 more designs. Out of those designs, I'm gonna need battle damage for those designs. You just left the bag on the table. Anyways, it is what it is. It is. If there's any black artists who have a reasonable price, who aren't gonna charge me an arm and a leg, because I don't have an arm and a leg to give you in the first place, but you could have your name like, yo, I'm the lead designer of the fucking main character for Spider Combat, or whatever the fuck we name it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You can have a credit on a game, on a video game, use it on your CV if you're trying to get into that, you know, into that world. All I'm just saying is, bro, like, if I'm paying you to do a job, if you're saying, hey, this is taking more than needed, I will compensate you for extra time. I understand, I'm an artist myself, right? I draw, but I also animate. And I know that if it's taking me longer than expected or longer than I anticipated, I'm gonna relay that to the client. Like, listen, I can make those changes, but changes later on down the road, any additional changes is gonna cost you, you know, whoop-de-whoop. That's all. I've just never come across that in my whole fucking life. I've never come across it in my whole fucking life. That's like hiring a contractor. Hey, build me a pool. Yeah, I want the pool. Wait, hold on. I don't like the pool like that. I want it like that. Actually, no, that's good. We can take it a step further. Build it like this. And then the contractor saying, you know what? All due respect, I like the pool like this. I'm not going to do anything more. Nigga, what you mean you're not going to do anything? You're not going to make any more changes. It is what it is. No hard feelings. I have nothing against him. I think he's a great artist. I think his prices are fair. That's why I went with him. I don't know if TJ's black. I assume TJ's black. But I was like, yo, I'm trying to give, you know, these jobs to black people, and you niggas is going fucking, I'm like, what the fuck? How many times have I asked for a black artist? How many times have I asked you, do we have any black animators? I got someone right now who's building in Nigeria. You wanna know why? Because I had no FBA, no ADOS fucking hitting me up. None. Or you niggas fucking either had shit work or you had like astronomical fucking prices. I'm working with a nigga in Nigeria right now, fam. Okay? So I'm just, it's fucking wild, bro. It's absolutely fucking wild. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Because I was telling the Nigerian dude, I was like, listen, your artwork is good, but like, how am I going to pay you? Oh, well, here, you can pay me here. I'm like, okay, but how much are your prices? I was like, yo, prices are killer and your artwork is pretty solid. I don't even understand, bro.
I don't even understand. I'm trying to hire FBA ADOS black Americans, and you niggas is going, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Once again, you wanna know who else I'm thinking about? Fucking Leo. Leo put out some concepts in the Discord. I was like, yo, them concepts are fire though, right? Them concepts are fire. Leo is not black American. If I were to hire Leo, that's another job that you want to say what a Tether took. You niggas need to. I don't know what to tell you. I'm telling you, as an animator, we don't have enough black people in the industry as is. In the art scene, there's not enough black people, bro. There's just not. And if this is how you niggas actually respond to fucking jobs and shit, I see why. This is fucking crazy, bro. This is fucking crazy. Anyways, I just had to get that off my chest because I thought that shit was crazy. That'd be like you going to a restaurant and you saying, I want this, but I also want this and I want a substitution for this. And they say, you know what? No, I think you should have this. What? Yeah, but I want the steak. No, I think you should have the fish. I'm going to give you the fish. I just had to just like, you know what? And here's the thing. I paid him, right? Because he wanted to say, hey, pay me when the work is done. I don't fuck like that, right? As an animator, as you know, as someone who's been in the industry and is in the industry currently, I know there is no pay me half now. There is no pay me when the work is done. Fuck you. That's suck my dick. If somebody would ever say, hey, pay me when the work is done, I'd be like, you can pay these nuts when the work is done. You could give me a percentage up front and give me the rest later. So I'm the one that told him. I put him on some game. I was like, listen, I don't work that way of paying you after everything's done. I'm gonna pay you half now and then half when we got the final design. Crazy. Anyways, I'm just saying that's how I work, right? That's how I work. Even the Nigerian dude, right? He comes and hits me up. It's like, yo, my GPU is fried. Can you give me an upfront of $50? I'm like, upfront of $50? That sounds like a fucking scam to me, right? I'm like, is this Nigerian fucking scamming me? But no, but I'm like, all right, bet, right? Because the total cost of the work that I commissioned them for is way more than $50. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you, a little $50 for you to get a GPU or whatever the fuck you need for your PC. That's fine. Because I know I've already gotten work from him before, and he's trustworthy. So he showed me his work in progress. I'm like, okay, yeah, here you go. It's just deducted out of his total pay. So I'm like, whatever. So it's not like I'm like trying to like screw people over. I'm like, I just don't understand, man. I think I'm the most reasonable, or at least one of the most reasonable people out there. So I don't know what it is with black Americans. I don't know what it is. Y'all niggas don't want work. Y'all don't want jobs. At least in the entertainment, animation, art industry. That's what it seems to be. Because you want to know how I even got that fucking Nigerian? I hit up a black dude, right? I don't know if he was from the States or not. I hit him up because I saw his shit on was it ArtStation? I was like, yo, his shit is fire. I was like, how much you charge to give me a concept, right? Because I want to get a concept for the game. He was like, this is how much I charge. I was like, nigga, that's way out of my price, bro. That's half my budget. Because these niggas be charging like $5,000 for a concept work. I'm like, I'm not paying you $5,000 for concept work. Like if Activision wants to pay you goofies $5K for, concept work, let Activision pay you that, right? But I'm not paying you that, okay? And that's probably the reason why a lot of these companies are going bankrupt, because you niggas is asking for absurd fucking rates and they paying it. But then the games aren't doing they're not giving the return, and I don't know. I think the budgets in the gaming industry are completely inflated. Completely fucking inflated. Nevertheless, you wanna know how I got this dude now? He hit me up. He was like, yo, that's a little too low for me, but let me hit you up with this other dude. He gave me a junior artist, right? This is what I'm talking about, each one, teach one. This is what I'm talking about, a social network. He put money in this Negro's bag, bro. put money in his pockets. Excuse me. He was like, that's a little too low for me. But I know the homie who's up and coming. You should hit him up and see what he says. Sure enough, the homie got good work, right? Now, obviously, there was a back and forth. It was like, no, the nose a little too out. The chest needs to be a little bit here. You know, the hips are a little too wide. I need to work on your anatomy. I can work with you, nigga. I'm a fucking artist. I can work with you on the anatomy, right? The anatomy and the structure was a little off. That's fine. The price was fucking solid. The communication was solid. Y'all don't understand how much communication is in this game, bro. Communication in the fucking game is worth its weight in gold. It's worth its weight in gold, bruh. Gold, motherfucker. It's gold. Bro, y'all know the fucking programmer that I originally was gonna go with, and we were talking it up, we were chopping up. He was excited for the game. He was like, yeah, you should do this. You absolutely, the budget as well. We can do that within the budget. Remember how I told you this nigga just ghosted me out of the fucking blue? I don't know what the fuck happened. Guess what this nigga comes up? Guess who sent me a message? I was like, I know this nigga was not fucking hitting me up. Talking about, I kid you not, fam. I kid you fucking not. Hold on. Let me, just in case you mofos want to say, oh, Lucas, you just scamming people. Shut the fuck up. I can't stand when people say that. I'm trying to get shit popping over here. I'm in the middle of a class right now on motion capture just to make contacts. Right, hold on. Let me show y'all, bro. Let me show y'all just so you can say, just so I can show you, bro. Because I'm not going to get his name or anything. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this shit, bro. Because I was doing like, he wanted to see combos so he can reach out to people. I was like, all right, bet. Let me get you some combos for some ideas I have in the game. Bro, look at this. So y'all can see. This was back in May I've been talking this dude. Looks awesome, thanks. Right? Then I go, what do I say? And the double check means the nigga has read it. Working on the enemy combat samples. That it? When could start working on a prototype? Are you free this Sunday to talk next week? July 2nd, bro. This motherfucker hits me up. Hey, bro. Am back. Let me know when you can talk again if you still need me. What do you mean you're back? What do you mean? Hit me up if you still need me. What on God's green fucking earth are you talking about, knowing damn well that we were trying to get this done within a year or so? You didn't tell me you left. You've been reading my messages. Now all of a sudden you want to say, hey, what's up, bro? This is what the fuck I'm talking about. Y'all don't understand. I didn't understand, right? I didn't understand, to be honest with you. I didn't understand the challenges that I have to put this on the Patreon. If support the Spider Combat Patreon, because I've been uploading, combats and stuff like that. I'm gonna start uploading like me just venting about this process, because this process is fucking crazy. It's honestly gotten me to the point where I'm trying to learn C++, because I can't trust anybody, because these motherfuckers would just disappear. And it's like, because they're not here in the States, right? I'm just like, yo, this motherfucker can just up and leave. And I'd be fucked I'd be fucked. Y'all don't understand how fucking communication is king here, bro. I don't even care if you're not even that good. I can work with you on some things, right? I can work with you on some things, but if you can communicate and you're willing to work with me on price or something, we can get some shit happening. But mofos who pop in or who are unreasonable, this shit is crazy, bruh. I have never in my life had to deal with this. Never. Usually it's been boom, 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 boom. But actually when it comes into like more complicated things, y'all don't understand. Your word is king, bruh. I told my programmer I'm gonna get these animations by this week. It's not a lot of animations, right? We have a jump. I gave him the run because we decided to opt out from the walk, because there's no reason to walk in a fucking combat game, right? It's a combat demo. Why are you fucking walking around? There's not gonna be time for you to walk. You're just, so it's high pace. So we
took out the walk. I animated the walk, but we took that out. Working on the run right now. I'm trying to finalize the design so I can get that modeled, get that rigged so we can get it in engine. It's just, but it's like dealing with people that you can't trust or unreliable. You don't know how that fucks up the fucking process. You have no fucking clue. I didn't know myself because I'm so used to dealing with reliable people. But I guess when dealing with, I don't know. It's just really fucking crazy because I'm thinking, yo, we banged this out within a year, max, 6 months, because it's not a crazy undertaking. It's combat. Once we get the combat system, everything else is just fucking icing and dressing, right? We get a little fucking demo, get a little stage, a little arena, so people put a little menu. That's not difficult. But it's really difficult of finding people. And I'm thinking about getting animators. Like I would like to get another animator, like an assistant animator to help me on some of this combat we're gonna have to animate. But now I'm like, yo, how the fuck do I find a reasonable animator who's not fucking gonna be crazy? Because I know all the pros are gonna ask an arm and a leg. Now I can hit up a little favors here and there. I could do that. But I'd rather do that once we get the full funding for the game. But I don't know, man. It's just really, it's stressful. That's what I'll say. It's fucking stressful. And in the meantime, between time, I got life. I got the YouTube, right? I got other stuff going on. So it's like, people who are dependable are absolutely worth their weight in gold. Absolutely worth their weight in gold, I will say. Like this programmer, he's on my ass. And I like that. He's like, yo, where are the animations? I was like, yeah, I'm working on them. He's like, how long is it gonna take? I get that, right? I like that. Like, okay, get on my ass. I don't have a problem with that. Pause, no diddy. But it's just really tiring, bro. It's just really tiring. It's just really tiring. Cause I know people who I don't have a problem like putting my life in their hands. Very few people. Right? Very fucking few people. But like once you now understand why, the industry is so fucking tight-knit. I understand why the industry is so tight-knit because you can't risk getting someone, you onboard them, right? You've shown the pipeline. You'll get them through as far as the programs that you're using, right? Because most of these studios usually have, custom-made programs for them. You get them through all this. And then, they're not reliable. They're not doing their animations in time. They're not spitting out enough, seconds each day to keep them in the seat. And it's just like, I get that. It's fucking crazy. That's all. It's just fucking crazy. Because I know if I was a studio and I onboard people like, hey, welcome to the team. And I'm trying to, whoop-de-whoop, blacky-black. And this Negro is like not taking the job seriously, I would lose my shit. And now you can't fire people. You have to talk to HR, right? You have to talk to your legal team to make sure, hey, am I in the right? Is there any legal repercussions that I would get from firing this person? Because even if there's someone who quits or whatever it is, if they get fired, there's always some attorney who's willing to say, you got fired from where? Oh, okay. No, there could be a case here. So in many cases, these motherfuckers will make a case out of nothing just because they know they can probably bleed something out of you via litigation. So it's just, I don't know, man. Are you still working on the vet program? The vet program is on a temporary hold right now as I work my way through creating a video game. So once I get this video game in a better position, I will work on the vet program immediately. Because I think the vet program will take me about a weekend to do, honestly. A weekend to do. To create the chapters, to film it. That's what I think. But not yet. I know. So no more gaming streams? If there's a game that comes out that we can play, by all means. But usually, I'd rather spend that time focusing on my game, right? That's all. It's just a lot, you know. I gotta work on my game. That's all. If I have time in between everything to play a game, I'm all about it. Absolutely. Now Urban's just trolling. Usually somebody with that like that would get fucking timed out. But apparently the mods have their thumb up their ass. But it's okay. What about PGT on Wednesdays? We were supposed to have it today. Yeah, we missed it. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked by the Kamala Harris thing. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked by the Kamala Harris thing. We should have had a Peep Game Tuesdays on a Wednesday. Wait, doesn't The Boys comes out in 3 minutes, doesn't it? Okay. Anyways, this has been a very interesting stream. I appreciate y'all for coming, showing up. The Couch 2024, bruh. Did you read the Heritage Foundation comments? Heritage Foundation on what, bruh? What did they say? Oh, I still didn't get to NASD.
It was the first city in the country to offer its residents reparations. Now it is expanding the payments. Jeff Flock is in Evanston. Jeff, who qualifies for these reparations and who is going to get the payments?
Who qualifies? That would be residents of Evanston, Illinois that were the victims of housing discrimination. I am in the community that was where blacks were segregated for much of the last century. The city of Evanston admits to that, and so they came up with this program. It is targeted at people who are victims of that discrimination. They had to be at least 18 years of age, lived in Evanston during the discrimination, and live here now. Here's what they get. Put it up on the screen. $25,000 originally had to be spent on mortgage assistance or home renovation assistance or home purchase assistance. Now they are giving out cash payments, $25,000, if you meet the qualifications. It's a
What? This was a year ago. What? How the fuck did that happen?
Fairly small group of people, and most of the people in Evanston that live here support the reparations, and this is a wealthy town. On the other hand, the folks at Judicial Watch say this may be
They need to times that by 10? I agree, but
constitutionally improper, and they have filed a lawsuit saying that the direct cash payments go too far.
The cash payments go too far. Oh, these fucking lineage of evils.
The $25,000 is really just going to go into someone's pocket, and it's not going to necessarily go back into the community, at least.
It's not the community who was hurt. It was the people. What are you talking about?
Before, if it was paying off a mortgage, if it was doing repairs.
Oh, you mean going back to the state? That's what they mean. Bro, he should be double tapped in Call of Duty. It's not going back to the state. That's what they're upset about.
To the house, that would bring up property values for everybody. You know,
Everybody wasn't impacted. What are you talking? Oh, Lord Jesus. Where are you from, sir? Where are you from? Guarantee he's not native to the country.
Be good incentives for the entire city.
Now, as you know, Stuart, there are many cities now across the country that are considering this reparations. San Francisco, St. Louis, Boston, and there is now a group of mayors in Democratic cities. It's called Mayors Organized for Reparation.
Democratic cities, Democrat cities. Do you understand? Not Republican. For everybody who's sitting on the couch, y'all didn't get this because of a Republican mayor. You got this because of a Democrat mayor. Just so we're clear.
And equity, and from their mission statement, they say, and I quote them now: cities should be labs for bold ideas for racial and economic justice on a larger scale, which is to say, expanding reparations to a federal program. The Wall Street Journal reports this week that the U.S. Census Bureau is thinking of asking a question of blacks on the next census: were you an ancestor of slavery? I want to give you their side of the story, that is to say, the ones who advocate for reparations. We gave the other side. This is the National Assembly of American Slavery Descendants making their case. Listen.
Okay.
This organization supports direct cash reparations, direct cash compensation to the descendants of persons who were enslaved in the United States. We believe in freedom. We believe in choice. We believe in being able to choose for ourselves what we do with the debt that's owed to us.
Okay.
Now, I know you're going to want to know where this money's coming from, Stuart. Here in Evanston, I can
Now, I know you're going to want to know where this money's coming from.
report that it's coming from a tax on cannabis purchases. Where
a tax on cannabis purchase? That is fucking genius. That is fucking genius. That's fucking genius. We should have a tax on mayonnaise. How about that? That'll pay for reparations. It'll be coming from a tax on mayonnaise. It'll be coming from a tax on Lululemon. That's correct. There will be an extra tax on Lululemon products that will be paying for reparations.
Where it would come elsewhere would be to be determined.
That's fucking genius. Okay. All right. Now, what did the NAASD have to do with this? That's what I want to know. What did they actually have to do with this? That was fucking awesome. But yeah, that's fucking genius. That is pretty nice. It'll come from a tax on raisins. That's what it'll be. Wow. That's fucking awesome, man. A tax on Bud Light beer. Or Coors beer. We'll do Coors beer. It'll be a tax on what did they drink? It'll be a tax on incest. If you are a victim of incest, then your taxes will increase. How about that? How about that? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Tax on mayonnaise, raisins, Lululemon. A tax on Starbucks. That's another one. A tax on Starbucks, bruh. Anyone who drinks Starbucks, there will be an additional tax to pay for reparations. There we go. I think that's fair. Tax on Levi jeans. That's correct. Jeans. They own slaves. That's correct. A tax on Levi jeans. Oh man, that's genius. This is genius, bro. That's absolutely genius. A tax on White Claw. Facts. Bro, I'm gonna do a video. Well, how do we pay for reparations? I'm glad you asked. A tax on White Claws. A tax on mayonnaise. A tax on Lululemon. A tax on Starbucks. A tax on Levi jeans. A tax on Porsche. Okay. Not only were they used for the Jews, but they also endorse fucking slavery. A tax on Microsoft. Okay. Yeah, bro. A tax on Whole Foods. All Whole Food products will be taxed.
Okay. Not too high, just a little bit. Just a little bit. All Whole Foods products will be taxed to support the Reparations Foundation Fund. There we go. I think that's great. There we go. Bro, we got it already. Bro, we would have the money by the end of the week. We would have the money by the end of the week. We would have the money by the end of the fucking week. Oh, bruh. This is a whole Boondocks episode. I agree, man. I agree. Urban, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I still have to. Well, I'm not. I don't have to do anything right now except focus. But I still remember my RoboCop thing. Hands in the air. You're coming with me. Whoa, no, RoboCop. I called you. Are you going to come quietly? No. I called you. I'm the one. I called you. He's a robber. Have the white guy. Yeah. I robbed the store. Go away, citizen. You're safe. I robbed the store, RoboCop. You have a count of 3 to put your hands in the air. I called you. He robbed the store. 1. Bruh. We'll call it Officer Tantrum. Officer Tantrum. We'll have a little show called Officer Tantrum. It'll be a bunch of little episodes. Fuck. And I don't even think it'll take that long to animate. Because I'm not doing anything crazy animation. It'd be like a few poses. Officer Tantrum. That'd be fucking gold. Alright, that's gonna be the stream. Everyone, take care. Stay safe. Be amazing. Do what you're gonna do. I don't know what it is, whether it's to vote, not vote, sit on the couch. I don't know, bro. I know it. Attacks on hiking, bro. Attacks on hiking, bro. Fuck yeah, we really get that money. Attacks on yodeling. Any mofos who are yodeling, that's an automatic tax. An automatic tax, bruh. Yodeling, hee-hoo. Thank you. Pay me. Thank you. That's great. Thank you. I appreciate that. A hunting tax. Facts. 100%. We'd have a gun tax. No, we have a gun tax. Because black people weren't allowed to have guns. They try to limit it. Limit our access to guns. Due to slavery. A gun tax. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. Now we cooking, bro. You smell that? Now we cooking. Bro. Now we cooking. Tweet what you think of the new episode of The Boys. Have a good night. Will do. I'll do a video on the animation channel. Anyways, everyone, take care. Stay safe. Be amazing. Don't take any offense to anything I said. My opinions evolve as more information comes to the table. Comes to my eyes. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Although, why are we celebrating 4th of July? Are we really celebrating 4th of July? You know, we were still slaves during 4th of July. You know that, right? I don't know, man. Once you know shit, then it's a little hard to celebrate. I don't know. Once you actually are woke and you understand where everything comes from and what was happening during this time, it's just it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Like, I don't know, man. Like, even when it comes to the national anthem, I'm just like, they were praising about the slaves being slaughtered. Slaves that had no choice but to fight for the Confederacy in order to earn their freedom. I just find it very hard to stand and do shit that, regular people, celebrate. That's all. Once you understand where everything comes from, it's hard to turn off your brain. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, take care, stay safe, be amazing. Adios, muchachos.